The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You ping.
Stutter! Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Feel Good Friday, August 15th, 2025. This program begins right now. Football is amazing. There's games tonight, obviously, throughout the entire weekend. We'll be chit-chatting about the preseason games and what we should expect. Adam Schefter will join us later in the hour. We can't wait to catch up with him and break it all down. The Talks Table is here at Boston Corner and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tone is here. And also, Clark Hunt will be joining us in the next hour. The owner of the Kansas City Chiefs currently. And they have the Kingdom documentary series that's running on ESPN, and I will tell you what, Lamar Hunt, okay, Clark Hunt's father, this dude was a bad motherfucker, man. Yeah. This guy was brilliant. This guy basically laid down the groundwork for what we know of football, and they're telling that story all the way to passing over, I assume, to Clark becoming the ownership, to them being a storied franchise that I don't think any of us knew started in the AFL in Dallas, and then they moved to Kansas City because of, a little bit of contract stuff with the NFL. And this Hunt family has done a lot for football, and I think that's what the Kingdom is kind of showcasing, while also putting a spotlight on the current dynasty that's being built with GOATs at every single position. It's a home run, I think, from what we saw last night. We'll talk to Clark Hunt in the second hour. Can't wait to catch up with him. But, ladies and gentlemen, it is our honor on this Feel Good Friday. I think we don't say that lightly either.
No, not at all.
People come in here whenever they try to fit into their schedule when they're traveling through Indianapolis, right? A lot of people come and go through Indianapolis. Not everybody that comes through the Thunderdome ends up on the show. Some people show up at a time where we're not filming, or they're like, let's just keep it moving or whatever. Then there's some people that try to go out of their way to join us, especially if we put the request in, which we certainly do. We got a chance to catch up with country music superstar, country music super stud, Riley Green this morning, and we hung out with him for about an hour before this conversation. This dude's a real deal.
Yes, he is. The man.
Former quarterback at Jacksonville State, and he walked right into the locker room, it felt like, and in his own country-ass way, fit in beautifully. It was a beautiful conversation. No better way to start off this Feel Good Friday. Your accent, your mustache, your look, your vibe, I think everything about it, when you walk in, we think, that's fucking country guy.
Yeah, the man.
You are, and also incredibly jocked.
Strapped up.
Strapping young
so
lad.
jocked. Country music seemingly going to be the end game, even though obviously you were a great football player, great athlete.
Yeah, there's no going back to that. I'm 36.
You never know. Tyler Shuck's 36.
I'm beat up from golf.
No, he's not. He's
yesterday.
27 from golf.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. What'd you say? He was commenting about a Louisville quarterback that got drafted in New Orleans Saints who's a little bit older.
I was number 36.
You were number 36?
No.
But football was your thing, though, right? Athletics was it? And then when you stopped that, that's when you get into music, or was music always?
I would never say that I was really musically talented. Like, I never thought, there was nothing about me as a kid where like, yep, he's going to, I liked it. My granddaddy Buford loved country music, and he had a, see Buford.
It's a great
shout out granddaddy Buford.
Buford and Lola
my granddaddy,
Jean.
too. Just the whole, everything you did there.
And he had a little Epiphone guitar, so when I go to his house, we'd sit around and try to play it. So that was how I got into liking country music and playing guitar. But I played football, baseball, basketball all the way through school, played a little football in college. And I think I started playing in bars because girls liked it. Thought it was cool. I thought guitar was cool, So I'd played cover shows for probably 5 or 6 years, and then I just got tired of playing the same songs over and over again. So I started writing songs. Somebody's like, man, I like this one song you wrote, go record it. So I went to some guy like Bob's Garage, spent like a couple $100 recording a song. I played on everything, had no producer, no manager, nothing like that. And a couple of songs really to Georgia Time, Bear Me and Dixie, a couple songs did really well.
Yeah, that was from that?
Yeah.
That moment there?
Yeah, and started, I remember I was playing a local Mexican restaurant called Local Mex, played it every Friday for like 5 years.
Such great margaritas.
Yeah, the tacos
Chips
there.
and salsa, bottomless.
Burritos the size of your fucking head.
Yeah.
The guac.
Oh my God, let's not talk about the guac.
Yeah.
We've been there at a Local Mex.
Yeah, there's only one.
Should be 10.
I was still doing construction work at the time, so I was framing houses during the week.
This is post-football.
This is I'm 25 years old, probably 2014, 15, something like that. And a guy called me from Birmingham. There's a venue called Iron City that held 1,300 people, and I remember going and watching Chris Stapleton play there, and it was like empty. This is before he really blew up. And I was like, man, there's no way. Like, nobody will be there. It'll be empty. And he said, man, I keep hearing your name. Come down here and play it. And 1,300 people showed up. I had no clue anybody knew who I was in Birmingham. It was an hour from where I grew up. And so I was like, oh, well, like, there's something going on here. And I didn't realize, like, I was getting paid for streams. I had money in an account on TuneCore I didn't even know about, you know. And
forgot the password for sure.
Yeah, and I had a buddy that worked with Sam Hunt call me, and because he knew I did music, and he said, man, we got an offer to go open for Travis Tritt. We can't do it. I'm going to put your name in the hat. And I was like, oh, that'd be great. And then he called me back and said, man, you don't have enough followers on Facebook. And I was like, I don't even really have Facebook. I don't. What does that got to do with anything, you know? So then I realized social media was a big part of it and all that. So I got all that stuff. And
you love that, I think. Hey, just from talking to you for like the last hour.
Yeah.
It's great.
Isn't that kind of our
big
take?
social
I
media
actually
guy.
need to check my tick book right now. Where's my phone at?
Exactly. Actually,
I was very accidental in my success to say all that. It was just I enjoyed playing. I thought it was cool. I liked playing country music, and labels started to come to shows, and I signed a record deal in 2018.
what's your congratulations on all of it?
Thanks.
By the way,
That's really what I was wanting to get at all that.
Yeah.
Just a simple congratulations.
Congratulations.
Well,
You did.
Holy shit!
My-
This guy was working construction. This guy was working construction.
Roofing.
From the bottom, you know.
I'll start with Granddaddy Buford.
Yep.
Yeah, Granddaddy Buford did love a little music. I think that is when it started there. Your songwriting process. How do you go about doing it? I know there's plenty of different ways. I've gotten a chance now to learn about a lot of the music world, country music mostly, because of the tie with College Game Day. So I think College Game Day and college football, very synonymous with country music. Like, I think all of it kind of all comes together every single weekend, at least in a big celebration, let alone the tailgates, everything. Like, it is kind of all one world. But also, it feels like all you country musicians like sports. Feels like you're all big ball fans because you grew up in the South and that's kind of what you did.
Yeah.
But like learning about your guys and the way you go about operating is a very cool thing. I want to let you know that.
Well, I think tradition is what I think about when I think college football. You know, what I loved about, and I'm from Alabama, we don't have pro teams. We were all Alabama or Auburn, and you know, when I hear Alabama, I think about Paul Bear Bryant. You know, like the tradition of certain things in Auburn was. I remember when I started liking Auburn, it was a toss up for me. My family's Alabama fans. It was Freddie Kitchens was at Alabama, and I remember they put him in the game. He was a backup, and they had one Hail Mary pass to try to win the game. And whoever the starter was, they took out and they put Freddie Kitchens in because he could throw it further. And I thought, that's who I want to be. I want to be the guy that can throw it further. and Auburn had Damian Craig, and I thought he was the coolest guy ever. So I ended up being an Auburn fan. But country music to me was tradition. You know, like there's something in there that storytelling that doesn't get lost no matter how much the music genre changes with getting a little poppy or trap beats or whatever you want to call it. I just like the storytelling of country music, you know.
There's some trap beats.
There's a couple trap beats,
Well,
you know, and some people love that, you know.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
I like to get in my car and get trappy every once in a while. Or
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that with you in there. Yeah, go bobbing on the steering wheel, you know, doing it all.
Rapping forte, I know what you're talking about.
Been there, yeah. Actually, I got this boar one time, and then immediately afterwards, I was like, kill that boar, want some more. Yeah, I understand that you are a rapper at heart. That is kind of...
do that all the time?
Yeah.
That's good.
Do you want me to... Hey, listen, I'm all day. I'm all day.
Trust me, I can see it.
Yeah, and you've heard it, I think.
I had a triple espresso, but it wasn't enough.
No, you
never
can't
going to
keep up.
compete.
There's another
Somebody get this chair out of the way. He don't need it.
There's another altitude.
Business
Well,
chair.
I'll get tired. The legs will get tired. I'm not in as good a shape as you. I will sit down. But your songwriting process, you talk about the storytelling. Where do you find inspiration? What do you go do? Do you go disappear? Because I know there's like some people that like go deep into like, I think like woods or farms or things like that, like have cabins and like take a couple of the boys out there. have like a weekend. Some people, I think we saw Bieber go to like Europe.
Yeah.
But obviously vastly different
Taylor Swift.
style of music. Taylor
Yeah,
Swift
but
was
a
making it in
disconnect is what that is. I feel like it's probably the same for everybody. I don't know that I've written a song the same way twice. I do know that I get a lot of inspiration from Jacksonville, where I'm from in Alabama. I obviously spend a lot of time in Nashville, but I don't have a lot. There's not a lot there that inspires me. I don't really have a lot in common with the big city. My whole family still lives in Jacksonville, in my hometown. There's a store called Green Store right down the road from my farm, and my granddaddies both used to go in the morning at 5:30 and play dominoes with the old men. I would get up. I hated getting up in the morning, but I'd go over there and sit with them before work. And I got a lot of titles from just what old guys say sitting around. I mean, it's
They do say you smell like an 80-year-old man too, don't they? And that kind of the.
When you said it like that, it sounds awful. I looked at it like I smell like your grandpa, like that's a comforting scent. Like,
I know, yeah.
Safe.
Yeah.
You
I got a
say you
Pittsburgh
smell like an
accent.
80-year-old, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, that's a Pittsburgh delivery versus Alabama delivery there.
Yeah, yeah.
I was saying it was a compliment. Granddaddy Buford smelled like this. That is what I'm saying there.
Yeah, I wrote a song about my granddaddy Lyndon. It's called Hell of a Way to Go. And
Oh, yes,
I
man.
remember sitting out at the store in the morning. I was still doing construction work, and I was playing on the weekends, and them old guys were sitting out there, and they're like, hey, man, I need to get on the bus and ride with you one weekend, like it's a lot of girls out there at the shows and stuff like that. Have a good time. I said, well, it's pretty fun. I said, but you might have a heart attack out there. You can't go with me, old man. And you know how you are with old guys. You always give them a hard time.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
back and forth, And he said, man, that'd be a hell of a way to go. And I thought, there's something there. And I didn't write that song till 6 years later, but there's something in that. You just those old sayings and the mindset of that generation, I find a lot of inspiration in.
And I think that's why people love you, brother.
Yeah.
That's a generation that is obviously revered, and throwback in this modern time is obviously appreciated. Go ahead, Con, man.
Yeah, so when it does come to making your music, and you've been with your label since 2018, you said, is it hard rather, if you fall into like a lane? Like, do you feel like you have to make a certain style of music for your fans? Is there part of you that wants to make different music, but you feel like you can't because you might lose the fan base you built with the songs that you've already had? Like, what is that kind of thought when it comes to actually making and writing the music?
That's a really good question. I feel like I'm probably the opposite of a lot of folks, because when I signed a record deal, I'd already had some success, and I had a brand, so to speak. I mean, I was the all shucks guy from Alabama. I'm glad to be here. I ain't never been nowhere kind of guy.
Yeah, sure.
And it was true. I didn't have to fake it. But I feel like what people liked about my music early on, before it was ever pushed, before it was on the radio or anything like that, it was something that was really simple. I think how I say things is very simply. I don't overthink lines, and I don't complicate it and get songwritery and dance around and try to get cute. I just kind of tell a story the way that, I think I could tell it. And I always thought there's so many people that were better singers than me, better performers, that I'm the only person that could tell a story from my eyes. So I thought that was the only thing I had to set me apart. And I remember playing cover shows, and I went to Tootsie's and played a open mic
In Nashville.
Yeah,
Nashville.
okay,
And there was-
Not Tootsie's
Wow.
in South Florida.
Yeah, there was 30 people in line to play after me that were all better than me, and I thought, okay, well, I've got to figure something out, And maybe because I'm not all that musically talented, I kind of stay in my lane. But I also think if I did stray too far from what got me here, I'd lose some fans. I would alienate the fans I already got.
Yeah.
So what I do is, in small ways, try to push the envelope. I've got a song called Worst Way that was a really big hit for me that came out of my last album. And it's a very, forward love song. And I don't write a lot of love songs. But I wrote it by myself, and I just remember sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I need to write something that's a little more for the girls. I write a lot of songs that have a lot of anthemic type themes and about home and values and stuff, and that one worked. So, I still wrote it. It was still me, but in a small way, it was a little bit of me branching out.
Sure.
So I think small steps is how to do it.
Have you seen the photo of you that we have on this graphic? I think you should write a song for the women maybe every once in a while.
Holy
Just a thought.
shite, man.
And what you can't see in that photo, because pictures don't put it into proportion.
It's how good my legs look.
Exactly.
That's not what he's going to say.
Yeah.
You're in a
about
big
that?
thigh Thunderdome right now, bud. Just so we have that all clear.
No, I appreciate you cutting that off.
What? Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you got
Sometimes
it.
they don't try to make you look good.
Yeah. So
Amazing what AI will do.
Hey, no, it's not AI. This is you, brother, and that's
real.
hard work in there. When did you decide I'm gonna be the most jacked guy?
When
you know what?
when did you get me to sign it?
We stole that from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll say it's real though
Yeah.
for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Man, I'm like you. When you played ball as long as you did, you enjoy working out to a certain extent. You like being in shape. Then you start to get a little older, and you think, okay, well now I need to. Being on the road. I remember when I first got on a tour bus, I was still kind of broke, and we would go on tour, and I was out with Brad Paisley, and he had great catering. I felt like I need to eat everything I can every meal because
Who knows?
yeah, this may end. And then you get on the bus after a show at 11 o'clock, and there's 3 pizzas stacked up or a pile of Chick-fil-A nuggets this high. And, so, and then you're drinking out on the road and all that. So I started realizing, okay, I got to take care of myself a little bit. So I've always worked out for that purpose. But, also I just feel like there's a lane in country music that ties really well with, like you're talking about, with college sports. Certainly that's a great fit with the demographic of country music. So is hunting. I've always loved hunting. I grew up hunting, and then, I realized that I got a lot of fans from that. I'd be out at the bar, and some girl would come up and go, "Hey, you're the guy that sings that song," and her boyfriend would go, "I saw you on Real Tree Road Trips or what hosting a hunting show." So I started thinking, man, I got motivated.
I should have done more research. I did not know you hosted hunting shows. I should have led with that.
I don't mind telling you. I'm Riley, by the way. I don't mind telling you that. So good to meet you. No, man, yeah, I'm like an onion. We're peeling back layers here. Where's my sheet on Pat? Look, I got some questions for him too.
What's that?
Really?
What
I don't have
Interesting.
That was unbelievable.
Sorry. I realized that hunting was something that could help my music career. And so I started being motivated to go hunt for a different reason than just I enjoy doing it. And working out for me was kind of like that. There's a lot of opportunities. Obviously, there's a lot of fitness influencers and stuff out there. I'm not trying to do that, but there is a world where being in good shape can help my music career. So I got motivated to try to work out, and we take a really nice trailer on the road. It's got a gym in it. So
it feels like nowadays with modern technology, you can do that. There's been multiple guys that have come through. Obviously, Jelly Roll has lost like 200 pounds.
Zach Brown we talked to about it. He has the trailer
Zach's
now.
gotten in great shape too.
I think Kenny has like a 3-trailer operation where he's got the cold tub, hot tub, and a gym.
Tim McGraw's.
He's
shit.
so
bro.
That corn's popping up in rows, brother. Yeah. What'd you say to me?
When he with his bat cape completely out there, when he rose from the ground to go fight somebody in the crowd, that was the moment where I was like, hey, Tim McGraw is not fucking around.
He's about it.
He is in that gym, and he'll be in your ass if you got a problem with it. And
Parker's in good shape.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys too that like gets after it, working out. Like I'll work out, but
you get after it.
But I'm not like that. Like, I'm not like just drinking sweat.
Screaming in his gym.
He just told me he's doing triceps and biceps blowout till max exertion every night before bed.
Okay, well.
Okay, so I don't know if everybody's getting after it. He says, I don't get after it like those guys. He does. Just want to let you know that. You're a dog, dude.
Yeah.
You need to be incredible. Obviously, I'd know the name. And Coach Rod, who we will certainly get into talking about now, back at West Virginia, was coach at Jacksonville State, where you are an alum. You did not play for him, but obviously he was living in your hometown and loved it down there. And this entire thing, he was talking about you for a while or whatever. And I started seeing clips of you showing up, and I'm like, what is that?
Who the fuck
What
is
is that thing? What is that? He's incredibly jocked out there. I think it's a good angle, brother. And obviously, if you can look like that, you probably should try to. That's kind of God bless you there. Mm-hmm. And he's also 6'5", which you can't see that.
Doesn't hurt.
With his cowboy boots on, I don't know, 6'3", 6'3 and a half, 6'4"? What are
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah, and then cowboy boots, 6'5". Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just, we were sitting down next to each other. And then he stood up, and I'm like, Jesus, you're a basketball
tall drink of water.
Still can't dunk.
You're a dog, dude.
This is a fun show.
Thank you.
Just brag on me while I'm here. I'm waiting on the other part.
Never.
No.
Well,
nice, man.
at the end, we'll try to do a giveaway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go.
And if you embarrass yourself during that, there will be.
Yeah.
You'll get crushed.
Couple mortars.
Ty has a question for you, Rob.
So kind of going off what Connor said, do you like where the industry has kind of gone in the last couple years? Like you said, a little bit more poppy maybe, and we see all these people crossing over from different genres. And how difficult is it to kind of maintain like the artistic credibility that you want to have when you also know, like, well, if I did this though, and I don't want to say sold out, but you know what I'm saying, dude, go in that lane a little bit more, like I could have several massive radio hits.
I was so fortunate that I had a pretty decent following before I came to town. If I'd have went to Nashville when I was in my early 20s, I probably would have made a lot of bad decisions, because it is tough when you're in that town to have blinders on and not look at what everybody else is doing, especially when they're being successful and you're not. Mm-hmm. And I saw it a lot when the pop country thing really started off, and it was, Sam Hunt and FGL, and I had the FGL records. Those first records, I'd never heard that kind of thing before. But then you saw a lot of that stuff coming out, and everybody kind of had that same pop country thing, and they call it bro country, I guess. But it's because people go up there and you got an artist that's talented or whatever, and he doesn't have success, and he's going, oh, well, I got to write with these guys that are writing with so-and-so. Well, then you have the same 3 people coming up with all the songs for every artist in town, and they all start to sound the same. I was really fortunate I wrote all my songs by myself early on, so I at least had something that was kind of unique in my sound. And then, I got to town and started having a little success, and I realized I think the best thing you can be right now is different. And yeah, there's a lot of crossovers, a lot of pop stuff coming in the country, but it's really just making the country music genre bigger, which I have seen. We went to Australia and had 3 sold-out shows down there. Me and Morgan did the show in London at Hyde Park last year, and it was the biggest country show they ever had. We're going back to the UK. All our shows over there sold out within like hours. Like, so it's getting huge everywhere. I think it has a lot to do with Yellowstone and those shows and the popularity.
Well, he became a cowboy because of
Western lifestyles made it popular everywhere, but I think that it also leaves room for things that are different than that to kind of stand out. Zach Top's a good example. I love that you can have a guy come on the radio and you hear a song go, that's a tough thing to get, where you know who it is from the first note. There's so many guys that struggle with having hits, and you go, oh, I know that song, but who sings it? Could be one of 5 people, So for me, it doesn't really affect me all that much as long as I keep going back to that place in Alabama, that small town, and getting my inspiration from there, and not just trying to come up with songs, off of ideas that I see on the computer.
Yeah, but there's a chance that a banger comes.
You never know.
You might like it. You never know.
It's a good starting point.
It'll
be catchy.
And you talk about people becoming cowboys because of Kevin Costner out there in Montana. He was actually one of them. Got COVID, went into a cave for
just binged it.
The proper amount of time.
Yep.
It was the exact
7 to 10 days.
17 days, I think, is what it was.
Which we learned.
We all know that is 100% the way it was supposed to be the whole time.
And it worked.
And he wasn't allowed to see his family or anybody. He was locked in a cave, literally in his house. And he watched that show the entire time, and he gambled. He basically went through like sports books and learned about all the bets and history and stats and everything. So we started a new gambling podcast called Hammer Dahn. You missed it. Hammer Dahn.
Got it.
Okay.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't watch his mouth.
He moved his
Yeah,
mouth.
but he didn't
That's
say it. He was
What-
lip
what-
syncing.
yeah.
What is y'all saying?
Hammer Dahn. Okay?
Don?
It's down in
Down
Pittsburgh
when you're on
accent.
Oh, but y'all do it with an accent. What kind of accent is that?
Pittsburgh.
Don. Okay, Don. Okay,
Nailed it.
yeah.
That was
Okay,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Maybe you should launch that artist, the Pittsburgh artist, and that's where you have like a 2 Garth
Yeah.
Brooks,
Call him Chris Gaines.
Chris
Yeah.
Gaines thing, and then he could do with the Pittsburgh accent.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
Ricky
he
Yellow.
became a cowboy and a gambling show host because of COVID. Nobody talks about that.
No.
He went from being a Pittsburgh guy
Culture's the best.
to an actual cowboy. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you. I needed that. But you talked about signing with a label in 2018. That's huge for the career. But did you feel like you really made it when you got a bar in Nashville? Like after playing in Nashville
Oh,
at those
man,
bars?
yeah.
Having a bar in Nashville, I feel like that's when you finally made it as a country musician.
Yeah, I don't even know that I was there yet when that happened. But I mean, what's so cool about it is it's not on Broadway. It's not over there with all the other
Right next
artists
to
on
Losers.
bars. And it was full circle for me because Losers and Winners is where I spent all my time. And everybody I met in town, every artist, every songwriter was in that building. I don't know a lot of artists that go to Broadway, that go downtown. I mean, it's kind of a mayhem down there, so touristy. So it was cool that it's in a local hangout like that. And there was Whiskey Jam used to be in the same building where the Duck Blind is now. So I've got a bar where guys come in there and get their start kind of the same way I did. It's really cool to go in there and I can't get thrown out of that bar. There's one bar in town that they cannot throw me out of.
It feels like that place is a bar that you want to go to. Just as somebody that's been there a few times. The ice cream, first of all, fantastic. Nobody's going to talk about it.
Yeah, I've got to say this. I was with my partner that owns the bar. And,
Steve, dog,
Steve.
legend.
And he told me he wanted to put an ice cream bar in there, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm like, nobody's going to eat ice cream at the bar, And then I don't know where we were, but you and Ern FaceTimed, and that's all they talked about. They were like, this ice cream, man, whatever. And then I was like, y'all had some ice cream today? He said, no, we had ice cream today while we were at the bar. We left, came back up to the bar just to get some more ice cream. And I was like, okay, this whole time I've been wondering who is going to get ice cream. And I was like, That's
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the
figured out
only
who that
demo.
is.
No, it is a great play.
everybody likes it. Honestly, I've heard that. Everybody likes it.
It is a nice little pick me up because you think to yourself, "Holy shit, is cookies and cream ice cream here?" Yeah, I will. I'll take some of that. But that is cool to have because I think getting that bar. I think there is a lot of conversation about who's allowed to get a bar, who's not allowed to get a bar.
Yeah.
A lot of respect for you amongst your peers. I think that has to be a pretty sweet thing.
Yeah, man, it's a very validating thing, and there's been a lot of that stuff in my career. You know, playing country music is a grind like anything else. I had a lot of guys that played professional baseball about the same time I kind of had my career take off, and I remember having conversations with them and kind of seeing the similarities because there is such a battle to stay relevant. You know, if you're 28 years old in Major League Baseball and there's a guy that's coming out of school and he's 22 and he's as good as you know, it's kind of it for you, you know, and there's so much now with TikTok and all these ways that these guys, I mean, overnight, these guys can kind of have somewhat of a career. So knowing that, I think the thing that keeps you motivated, even when things can get a little monotonous, because I tell people all the time, we play the same songs every night, you know, and 120 plus shows a year, is when you have those moments where you're like, okay, something's working. People are buying in, whether it's a bar, getting to play Red Rocks, or, you know, having a tour sell out, or whatever it is, awards. It's just those things keep you going, you know, and it's like having success in a ball club, you know.
I think it's an impossible thing to do, that music world.
Oh, yeah.
Especially after hanging out down there a little bit. So many people.
Well, yes, there's so many talent, but I mean, there's
So many people. Everybody.
So many.
So many people.
There's a lot of great athletes too, though. You know, no shortage of great ball players. What I figured out from my little stint of playing, and you remember Kevin Green?
Oh, KG.
Come on
Rest
now.
in peace, brother.
Saw his bust
He's
at the Hall of Fame.
Oxford, Alabama, right down the road from me. And he came and spoke to us a couple of times, and he said something that was interesting. He was talking about ball players being in the NFL, and he said the difference in a great player is from the neck up. And you know, when you're playing, you hear stuff like that from somebody, and you go, eh. When it comes from Kevin Green, it's a little different.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of that in the music industry. You can kind of be as successful as you want to. Yeah, you got to have some breaks. You got to have a little bit of talent. You got to get with the right people, surround yourself with a good team. But like with me, when I'm not on the road, I feel like I need to be writing. You know, and if I'm not writing, I feel like I need to be in the gym. Or if I'm not in the gym and it's hunting season, I need to be in the woods somewhere because that stuff is working for me. It's all helped.
That's football for sure, don't you think?
Yeah.
I think that is all, like for me, I think football has helped me immensely in this world.
100%.
It's like not only like work ethic and when you're tired, you still got to do stuff and working as a team, having other people do stuff and kind of relying on it. I mean, like, I think sports are the greatest thing of all. I think everybody should play team sports.
There's an accountability that I didn't have as 18 years old when I got out of high school. Everybody's making you go to class, they're making you do this. And then when I got to college and, you know, they kind of say, be here at this time, and if you're not, we're not going to wait on you, you know. And I mean, I wasn't good enough, they were going to stop practice for me. So I learned a lot from my little stint playing ball, but I have to assume that that's rolled over into my music career because I'm motivated to have the biggest career I can for the fact that I know I've got an opportunity, you know.
Yeah. Oh, football. Way back in the day. So fucking jacked. I think we're all still amazed. You should write a song about football back in the day.
That'd be sweet.
We might have had one there right there for you.
Mm-hmm.
We might have literally just
Football we play.
but it's not. You don't just talk.
Oh, yeah.
Riley, you're a fucking singer. You
Good.
gotta add a
Football
little.
we play. Way back in the day.
Yeah.
And then I'll jump in.
Okay.
Oh, you're so fucking jacked. I think we're all still amazed.
I wish I had a Dr. Pepper.
Don't we all,
Not bad,
brother?
not bad.
Don't we all? Riley, before we let you get out of here, and thank you for hanging out with us. You were very
man.
cool.
Yeah.
You were good vibes.
Great time.
You were very good vibes.
No, I
Your team,
enjoyed it.
too, good people. Good
Well,
people.
thanks for letting us make this work when we were here. You know, this is nice.
He's playing the Live Golf Tournament Kickoff Celebration Festival at 5 o'clock at the club at Chatham Hills here in Carmel, Indiana, I do believe. You also have an album coming out August 29th, a deluxe album, which I think we will certainly be jamming in here. Absolutely jamming.
I'm going to send y'all this little sneak preview about that.
Ooh, okay.
Look at us.
I might be able to make some remixes.
Make some
I'm not going to
adjustments.
send y'all anything.
Good idea.
I'm not going to send y'all anything.
No, please. I won't. I promise.
Okay, that's the last thing I want is a parody, though.
No.
And you know what?
No
It's gonna be
parody.
a serious, like really heartfelt song.
No. I promise we will not touch your art.
No.
But we would be honored to hear it for sure. And thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being cool. Thanks for representing football, by the way.
Yeah.
And would you like to do a little bit of something to maybe have a giveaway here on your way out?
Let's do it. Let's give it away, man.
Okay, what do you want to do? Oh, there's a give it away. Maybe add that tonight. Maybe do that. Do you want to throw a football? You think you still got it? Balls are flat, so it might be a little bit different. You want
Isn't
to
that
shoot?
good? Didn't that work?
Well,
yeah.
Let's
that
not
was
get into this because
from Boston.
We can go into the science of it, and we don't have to.
Forget about it.
Exactly. There you go.
Nailed it.
New York, but
That's city.
Get it?
Offend everybody.
Okay, so do you want to hit one of those three holes? in
Jeez, your
that
legs are tiny. Holy fuck.
Yeah, but he can move them. He said he can move them.
Oh, okay.
They said they're pogo sticks, but he said I used to be able to move those things.
I didn't realize. They were so small. You were right.
Bad boys is hard. Boy.
That's all we were talking about.
That's awesome.
Okay, you're incredibly jacked. I don't know how easy it is going to be to throw a football or anything like that. As we start lifting, Connor can attest to this, obviously.
Of course.
As we get after it, it's hard to do, you know. Okay, so we'll give 30 people $500 who repost this on X and say something nice to somebody and put. Yeah, dude. 30 people, $500. But it's not just giving it away. You're earning it for him. Our hero,
Maybe.
Riley Green. New album, deluxe album, coming out August 29th. You can see him right now at 5 o'clock. Well, I guess not right now. 5 p.m. today at the Live Golf Tournament Super Duper Kickoff Special Classic.
Let's go. Yeah.
Fucking start your thing with that.
Live Indy.
Riley, if you make it into any of those three holes over there, we'll give 30 people $500. All they gotta do is repost it, say something nice to somebody, and put the easiest way to pay you. Thanks to your friend Riley Green. You can go to Riley's Duck Blind down there in Nashville.
Hell yeah.
You can go down there. I don't know. That was Pittsburgh. I thought there was a little Southern in there.
Yeah, there's some twine.
Wait a minute, though.
Yeah.
I really like
I like that. All the way back,
I
dude.
really
That was a C.
That one might be too flat. Is that too flat? That's too flat.
Too
These balls are
flat.
too flat. You need to look for the
Throw a college ball. Throw a college
college
That
ball.
might
You're a
be too
college
small
athlete.
for you.
College ball also
That's a pro ball.
That's the Duke, but you could sling that thing.
I don't know if he can.
Get y'all air pump.
Well, the funny thing about that is it is cold in here. Holy shit.
I want a bear.
It's it throws a tight spiral.
Everybody hit the bear.
Now hold on. All right, you want to hit the bear?
I want the bear right on the forehead.
Okay, if you hit the bear, just in general.
Everybody gets $10,000. Sorry, that's
From you?
Riley
You're
Green.
giving away 10 grand to everybody?
Green will give away all the profits from his next album.
McAfee Foundation.
Yeah, okay. Riley Green, if you're able to throw that football and hit that bear or put it in any of those three holes. So if you have to audible last second.
Probably, if you hit anything over there.
Basically.
But there is a lot of air out there that you can hit as well. And there's a lot of miss out there. We'll give
forehead.
bear forehead.
Bear forehead.
If you hit the bear in the forehead, we'll give 50 people 500.
Oh, shit.
Bonus ball.
That
Grab the college ball. You still haven't spun
you
one
have
on
not
college
thrown a
ball.
college. And look who's on that, West Virginia right there.
Did you
Coach
play-
Rod, bless that ball.
Did you play baseball too?
Did you pitch?
How fast?
I couldn't throw a baseball like I could football.
I
I mean, I can throw it all over the place.
Sure.
Yeah, we
We're
know
seeing
that.
30 people! All right.
Jeez Louise.
All right.
One more. There's another
Start
college
taking
ball.
some shrapnel.
Yeah, there's another college ball.
I love how hard you're throwing this subject.
Yeah.
I love this.
It's exactly like my golf game. All over, hard.
Riley, if you're able to hit this, people are going to win some green. Okay? 50 people, $500. All you have to do is take that ball and hit the bear.
The bear.
That is 7 foot tall.
Hey, Glide Country worked out, Riley.
I might as well throw the last three.
Yes.
Yeah, you might as well. Might as well.
Sure.
No, it's not going to be 50 the whole time.
You might need
No,
to,
yeah,
you might need to throw it a little
25.
bit harder.
It's not 50. Oh, they got more ball. Yep. I'll feed you. Alabama ball. That's what we needed.
Enough of this Sally shit. Throw it as hard as you
Yeah,
can.
what
Yeah,
happens?
yeah, yeah.
What happens?
30 people!
There you go.
Jeez, you're getting unlucky here.
Dude.
30 people, $500.
I covered a little more bear.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, you did. All right, you have to hit the bear. This is final ball, okay? Enough with the shit.
Somebody got snapped.
Oh, football we played
Are we gonna get
way back in the day. Cause you're so fucking jacked. Why don't you make 30 people? Okay. 30 people, $500.
Yes.
Another incompletion. All right, that's why he does music, okay?
Story of my college career, folks.
You got a hell of an arm, son.
Yeah.
Appreciate
You got a hell of an arm.
This guy's got a real
You
suit.
may not
does.
you may not have hit the target,
Jesus
John
Christ.
you impressed us today.
You
Yeah.
throwing. Yeah, I know you're not going to love that. That's how that went. Okay,
That's fine.
I know.
It's fine.
We've had real quarterbacks come in here, walk all the way up to the net, stand right next to it and throw it in. So just throwing that many.
But what you need to know is a lot of people miss, and also you will be remembered. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not only from our spirit and mind for what you
It's
did
like a
there.
10 cup thing. You know, I got a 13 on the last
Bingo.
hole.
Yep.
We will see Riley Green all over this office.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever clean that wall. You hit one up near the CFB. You hit one right above, obviously, the Bears' head. We see you there. We got Riley Green all over this place. That's how it's supposed to be.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was
Appreciate
awesome.
you, man.
Enjoy it, dude.
Good luck at the Live Super Duper Golf Kickoff Classic.
Don't play during Rom's backswing. He'll
Blast.
beat your ass.
Rom will fight you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
don't
he's got a
care.
good base.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
man, I get a redemption dunk.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
If
If
you
I
can
can
dunk,
dunk a basketball.
you can't, but
Yeah,
you
there's
got
no
it.
Yeah.
chance.
See, now we
you
got a
can
white
dunk.
man can't jump thing going on here.
Well, you're 36 years old. You're in cowboy boots.
I got tennis shoes on.
No, you can't change.
When are you going to change?
What do we have,
20
all
minutes?
day?
What
Yeah.
do you think we got?
Good.
Now, you gonna do it in jeans?
Those are good-looking boots.
Oh, yeah. Those are slick.
I mean, a lot of people would say if you're a real cowboy, you dunk in boots. But that's
Are those
all right.
ostrich?
No, we don't need a Tom Segura situation in them boots.
Those are
That is a good point.
I need a Tom Segura situation.
Not with Riley. You don't with Riley.
Not with Riley, but if I were to see that in person, my life would be fulfilled.
I don't need him breaking that right arm. I need you throwing footballs that hard for the rest of your life.
Forever.
Yeah.
Fire that pigskin boy.
Yeah.
And Riley said, I will. You were told that. Maybe that's a song. Oh, football we play.
Way back in
See? It's about to happen.
I'm going to throw this thing so fucking hard.
I don't care what they say.
Huh?
Okay, hold on. You're just going to, hold on. If you, oh,
Baby.
Hold
Okay,
on.
Larry.
You're from Jacksonville, Alabama, 36 years old, Riley Green. If you can dunk right now, we'll give 30 people. Count it.
No way!
Count it.
No way! No way!
What?
His hand's got to touch the rim!
It's right there. He
His
threw
hand
it
didn't
down.
touch the
He
rim!
threw it down.
He said one more.
One boy, I need another one. He says, excuse me, let me go ahead and get up there and get this thing. Let me wreck a rim.
Oh, yeah!
30 people! $500 because Riley Green still an athlete. Now, we don't know how this is going to carry. Yeah, that's a lot of explosion. I don't know how often you're doing that. You're incredibly jacked and you're incredibly talented. We appreciate you. That's Riley Green, ladies and gentlemen. Riley's a legend. Obviously, this is a sports show. He was a college football player.
That's right.
Got to keep in touch. Obviously, he's performing at a golf tournament today. That's a lot of sports stuff, and he was awesome. You need to know, off air, he was just as awesome as he was on air, and we're pulling for him hard as we continue to go. Now, what happened while we were talking to him and while that ran? Well, we have now learned of what the Michigan sanctions are going to be from the NCAA final from the Connor
Stallion.
situation. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who's been on the case literally since the beginning, almost too much on the case that people told him, hey, this seems to be a little bit of a work. Ladies and gentlemen, the authority on college football and college basketball from College Game Day, Pete Thamel.
Yeah, Pete.
How you doing, Pete? I know you were catching the tail end of that. Did you think Riley Green was going to be able to dunk that second one or no?
I thought he had no chance, Pat. I thought he had no chance.
As did we.
So-
To be clear,
Yeah.
very much, because he's very jocked. You think he'd be a little
Yeah.
bit too stiff. He said he worked under the hoop. That was kind of his thing. New album, August 29th. Now, Thamel, let's get to this. Whenever we heard the NCAA was going to announce their punishment for the Michigan infractions, we wondered which one it was. Then you came in and said, well, this is the Connor Stallion stuff. This is the last of the Connor Stallions investigation, and basically it's a money game and a money play, and Sharon Moore's suspended one more game, and it's the opener for 2026. Did I miss anything in there, and can you break it down for us a little bit?
Sure, Pat. So it's going to end up being an unprecedented monetary cost for Michigan in this. I did some back of the napkin math. It's going to be, I would say, easily over $30 million. The 2-year postseason fine of what they would get for the Michigan would normally get from the postseason. That number's a little bit nebulous just because of some of the vagaries of CFP money and such. But that number is expected to be well over $20 million. There's an additional $7 million, 10% of the football budget fine, and then a couple other fines. I won't bore you with the details. So it's going to be a significant amount of money. But that's the main stick in this. Sharon Moore had self-imposed a 2-game suspension this year, which will still be served game 3 and game 4. Hilarious. There's an additional game for him in 2026. Michigan oddly opens the season in Germany against Western Michigan. Moore still has the option of whether or not to appeal that singular game suspension for 2026. So we'll see if he ends up doing that or not in the upcoming weeks. And then Connor Stallions himself, Ty's personal hero, he has a 8-year show cause coming to him, which is essentially a employment ban. So Connor Stallions, it's highly unlikely we will see him on the sideline or on watching someone else's sideline.
Okay.
For 8 years.
One final one. Yeah, one final one in there, Pete. Take advantage. Take the lap. You gotta do what you gotta.
And then Jim Harbaugh, somewhat amusingly, has a 10-year show cause, which is an inordinate length for one of these NCAA penalties. He obviously is the coach of the Chargers and doesn't really care. You would probably be amused that it's actually a 14-year show cause because this 10-year show cause starts in 2028. He has a 4-year show cause from one of the prior Michigan NCAA investigations. So I think that would keep Jim until 2038 off of the collegiate sidelines. But that probably matters as much as me being banned from the Cathedral High School parking lot at this point.
Well, I hope you're not banned from any high school's parking lots just going forward.
That's where I went to high school, Pat. So.
Okay, well, shout out to Cathedral, and shout out to you being a great grad of Cathedral and really breaking this all down for us. So basically, it's money. Why would they suspend Sharon Moore in 2026 and not add another game to this particular season? And is there any punishment on the team? I saw the 10% of the revenue thing, which off of $77 billion or whatever, $77 million would go down to $7 million, which you addressed there. Does that carry over into next year, or are they completely clean, basically, other than money? Like, is there a loss of scholarship? Is there anything that they can't do, prohibited from, football-wise?
Some recruiting restrictions, but that stuff doesn't matter as much anymore in the NIL era. Just, I think it's official visit. So as far as the Michigan team, I think there's 2 big picture takeaways here, Pat. One is that there was no postseason ban in this, despite being significant findings, and I think we've officially essentially ended the era of the postseason ban that the NCAA would give out. And within the 74-page ruling that the NCAA had, they kind of explained why it happened. And what they're doing is they're essentially taking the money from postseason as opposed to the postseason ban. This is a paradigm shift, but also dovetailing into that, Pat, this is really the last great NCAA case. The College Sports Commission is now going to investigate things that, if there's vagaries in NIL deals and such, but this is really the last explosive, significant NCAA infractions case. NCAA will still oversee some gambling stuff. They're going to have their hands in a few eligibility things. So I'm not going to say we're never going to talk about the NCAA making a decision again, but just in terms of NCAA enforcement investigating something, significant and holistic like this, there's a very good chance this is the last big NCAA case. And we've seen these for decades and decades and decades.
Okay, let's dance on that grave for sure.
Yeah.
Thank God they're done. Jesus. Thank God.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a little bit of a terror run there for a while.
Long time.
Picking and choosing burgers and this, and you want to go back home. We let these other people do it, but you can't do it. Just kind of showcasing a power, wielding a heavy sword, if you will, because they were the ones in charge of everything. Now, I assume there's a lot of work doing all the investigating. There's a lot of lawyers. I get it. It's not easy to do anything, but I believe you described, or in an interview with you, Charlie Baker described it as quagmire. And you actually used the word, I believe, quagmire. You've previously said that this was a bit of a quagmire before you got here. Would you like to elaborate on that? And I was like, well, that's a great word. And then he said it was a quagmire. And you guys did all. The NCAA finding its new lane, whatever it is good for sports. Hell of a run in the investigating.
Great job. Kind of.
Now, on that note, they couldn't help themselves. They had to do one last NCAA thing. They said, you know what, we're going to suspend him next season, so I have to talk about it again next year.
That's right.
Can you answer that? Why is...
I believe, Pat, it's a timing issue because of the timing of when this is coming down. They are moving it to next season. I don't think that the self-imposed game 3 and 4 was what Michigan and Sharon proposed to them. And then this is an additional penalty. And I believe the timing of it being pushed next year is just simply because where we are right now. But I don't have a clear linear answer on that. And I don't think one is in the materials, at least from what I've seen. But it is a little strange. I mean, that certainly, these things are never easy.
Sharon Moore saying Guten Tag. He had German classes lined up.
He did.
Now he can't go to the game against Western Michigan next year. That's a real. I saw Portnoy, obviously a very distinguished alumni of Michigan. He had a cigar lit pretty good, sitting down in a very luxurious place, it appeared. And he was saying, $20 million, that's ashtray money for us. What are we even talking about here? That's real. Michigan has so many very, very, very wealthy. What is their Dow or whatever?
The endowment?
The endowment?
I just had it. I think $17.5 billion
or something like that. You got Bentleys and Rolls Royces in front yards up there in the university. So it's like it being a money situation mostly for that school, they're probably saying, all right, let's move.
Yeah.
And I think we're all doing that with this, right? We're all just moving on now. It's
Seems like it.
And the 10-year show cause, 14-year, I guess, in total show cause for Jim Harbaugh. I think we read Nicole Auerbach tweet that's basically like, show cause means if you were to get hired back in, they would have to pitch basically for you to be able to get your job at that place to like the NCAA. They would have to make a ruling on it at the time. And then also if he was come back, I think she said he would be suspended for like a year or something like that, which seems like a lot when he's already been suspended, like 4 or 5 games. So that'd be a year and 5 games, 10-year show cause. Feels like that's heavy on Harbaugh. Is that because he's just been non-compliant in this entire thing, or what is that, you think?
Yeah, I think it's a confluence of things, Pat. Remember, he started that 2023 championship season, self-imposed 3-game suspension for the recruiting violations. He served the 3-game Big Ten sportsmanship suspension at the end of the 2023 regular season before they went and won the title, tied to the Stallions case. And he was not generally cooperative in this. So I think this is the two parties agreeing that they'll never meet again.
Hey, good to see you. Can we see your phone?
Nope.
No. Who are you? You guys the FBI?
Yeah.
Good to see you. Oh, the NCAA? We gave up everything. We talked to you.
Yeah.
Put her there.
High five. Get
All right,
out of here.
I'll see you. That's unbelievable. I'm happy it's all over. Legit. And I'm happy they didn't have to vacate a national championship.
Yeah.
I'm happy, just strictly, and I know Ohio State fans are probably thinking the complete opposite. I know there's probably some people that are wishing they did have to vacate some things, but it's like, there's no way the players knew that all this was happening at the same time or whatever was happening. And it's like they still had to go execute. And congrats to Michigan, I guess, moving on, and all of college football. And on that note, we got a couple more college ball questions for you, Pete, if that's cool.
Yeah, sure, go.
Big money coming to a school that I don't think a lot of us expected.
Pete, Kansas, David Booth, basically a legend, I'm sure, before and now. I believe his name is on the stadium. He donates $300 million to Kansas, assuming this is going to all of their sports. Should we expect, Swagoo Jr. to be a Kansas Jayhawk in 2027 for his freshman year, the #1 basketball player in 2027? Do you think all that money is going to make Kansas unbelievable at sports? Should I bet on Kansas to win, a college football playoff national championship in 2030? What is this $300 million going to be used for?
Great question, Connor. And I don't think I've ever seen a school shift like Kansas has had and go so hardcore in investing in football as it has in the past, I would say, 4 or 5 years under athletic director Travis Goff. A majority of that money is going to go towards the stadium that you see in the picture here on there, David Booth Memorial Stadium, not surprisingly. Kansas didn't play home football games in Lawrence last year. If you remember, they played some in Arrowhead. They played at the MLS Stadium in Kansas City because they were amid the multi-hundreds of millions dollars refurbishment of Booth Stadium. So part of this is going to go towards phase 2 of this project that is named, obviously, after David Booth. But you can't give Kansas administrators enough to getting there a few years ago, realizing if we don't have vibrant big-time football, our whole athletic department could get left behind in this new era, which is so football forward. Obviously, Kansas has had unbelievable basketball, since James Naismith was there, right? Bill Self has had a run of dominance there. That's, generally the consistency has been unprecedented in modern times. But Kansas sat back and said, look, if we're not good in football, the basketball stuff's going to get really hard. And so they went and hired Lance Leipold. He's done a great job. They were dismal for an extended period of time after Mark Mangino and before Lance Leipold. You remember the Charlie Weiss era. They were the laughingstock of college football. And this is another sign that they are contenders again. Pat, you remember the energy that was there when we were there for game day a couple years ago. You can feel the momentum growing. Jalen Daniels obviously has his last season of eligibility this year. They should be good again. I don't know if they're going to be at the top of the Big 12. They should be another very good competitive program again, which is giant progress for Kansas football.
Yeah, and if they got that type of money investment now, we assume that's going to continue. And I think that's what they were telling us when we were out there for College Game Day. It's like, hey, this school is backing us right now, actually. Our alumni is backing us. And we thought they were kind of bullshit. I thought they were kind of bullshitting. And then all of a sudden they start building quickly, rapidly, and they're winning games. It's like, wait a second, you can, if you have a supportive alumni, you can turn some things around, especially in this modern era. And shout out, I think it was the bell tower, the clock tower, Campanile.
And Carly.
Yeah, I remember it was a super paisan name of the bell tower. That campus was awesome. They're giving away beers, I think, at one of those places.
Wagon Wheel, maybe? Was it the Wagon Wheel?
They were that place was alive. I was
TCU, right?
Yeah.
That's when TCU went to the national championship too.
Yeah, and that's when they walked by us.
Yes.
That was the first time that TCU team walked by, and I said, my first reaction was, holy hell, these dudes are gigantic. They were so tall. It's like being on the field, obviously you see that, but that Kansas team had that run. Now they got money behind them. Why not keep it rolling? Speaking of money behind them, last question here for you, Pete. Actually, two more. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Pete, speaking of the money, we've seen basically what Texas Tech is doing with their entire athletic department, and now they're kind of like the hot pick to click, like, hey, this team could potentially win the Big 12 this year. Is that do we expect Texas Tech to be one of these teams over the next however many years to be a major player in the Big 12, and do they have a realistic shot of winning the Big 12 this year, you think?
I'll start with the second question, Ty. I think they have a realistic shot of winning the Big 12. I don't think they're the favorite, but look, if I had told you this time last year Arizona State was going to be the Big 12, you would have thrown me off the air and thrown some smelling salts under my nose to make sure I was okay. The Big 12 is a wide open league. They went out and spent a gargantuan amount of money in the NCAA transfer portal and brought in offensive line, defensive line, skill positions, and now in the recruiting space, they're significantly investing. And look, college sports have changed. It used to be stadium size. It used to be weight room. It used to be, those types of budgetary numbers. Now it's what you can pay players. And Texas Tech, clearly, through Cody Campbell, their billionaire donor, has a competitive advantage in that space. I think they're very good this year. I'm not ready to call them Big 12 champion, but they have announced themselves as relevant and contenders in that league as long as those finances follow.
We know who's running the Big 12, and we have massive respect for everybody else, Steiner. The oil money, we know who's running the Big 12. You know who it is, authority. You know what it is.
Those Cyclones, man.
Yeah.
No.
You want to hear a good West Virginia nugget, Pat?
Oh, so you did know who I was talking about.
There we go.
Yes,
I got a great West Virginia nugget yesterday.
A little hard-edged nugget. Okay, let's get that.
Search
yes. So Rich Rod, your former coach and friend, is a maestro of tempo, correct?
Oh yeah.
Like that is one of his things. He's one of the godfathers of tempo, really, and everything. So I was told reliably, Pat, that they will now bring 8 ball boys on the road with them this year, just to get the ball in quicker, because 4 wasn't enough for Rich.
Well, I think if you have the right 4 is enough. I think what Rich saw was, we got to turn over a lot of things around here, okay? And if you saw what happened in practice the other day, that would be that department. Yeah. So if you saw, that right there, you talk about ball boy, that's equipment manager in the stripes there. He didn't spot the ball accurately. I think he's probably on the hot seat if I had to guess. That guy's got eyes on the, because Rich Rod said, hey, we need competition everywhere. Mm-hmm. Ball boys.
Yep.
You're talking every single part. You talk trainers. We're talking nutritionists.
Yeah, chefs.
We're talking everything. Everything in the building. We need some competition because, boy, how it was running here before I got here, a little bit different, a little softer. Now we're going to try to be the hardest program in all of United States of America football. And I'll tell you what, if you're tough, West Virginia's the place for you. Mm-hmm. And we're going to find you. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Arizona State, BYU, there is, you start going through the Big 12, all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, that is actually a real conference, even though nobody talks about it because the SEC and the Big Ten run everything. And for good reason. Look at all the national championships. That's where they're coming from. But everybody with money has a real opportunity. And I know some people hate it, but if you're a school that has it, like Texas Tech, you got to love it. Kansas, you got to love it. Even in West Virginia, we're enjoying kind of a little rebirth there. Tone is the last question for you, Pete.
Yeah, I do, Pete. I asked you about quarterback competitions yesterday. One that everyone said I left out was the Oregon one. I thought that Dante Moore was most likely going to be the starter there. Is that the case that you're hearing as well?
I think that's the expectation right now, Tone. As you look at Oregon, he's obviously been in the program. They paid him a lot of money to be the backup last year, but it wouldn't surprise me if we do see some real snaps from Austin Novosad this year. Really talented young guy coming in. But yeah, I would think that Dante Moore is ahead there right now. And but I don't know if it's just a hammer lock on the job.
Oh, a hammer lock job, yeah. Lock it down.
Slam him.
Yeah, I got you. I understand completely. Pete, we appreciate you. We'll see you on the road here soon. Way to really be at the beginning of this story.
Yep.
And now at the end of it. Way to really journalistic the shit out of this.
Have a drink.
Couple bookends.
Yeah, you are. The Pete Thelma bookend Connor Stallion story has ended.
Yeah.
What new story will begin? How about the greatest college football season of all time? We're very close. Pete, you're the man. Have a good one, brother.
Like Connor, I'm going to throw my phone in the pond now. We could call it a day.
Hell yeah.
Love that. Ladies and gentlemen, Pete Thelma.
Yeah.
Just get on a plane and go somewhere, too,
Yeah. Should definitely go enjoy himself.
A little bit.
Dude, the calluses that he has had to build through this story.
I mean, you almost had to put him in.
Yeah,
I
riot
wanted to.
gear.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Yeah, we
Remember when I was... all right, we can talk about it now, I guess.
Yeah.
So whenever we went up to Michigan after Pete Thelma has already broke this story, situation was happening, and Desmond talked his shit. Desmond is a Michigan guy. A lot of people got, Des, he's representing Michigan. I don't know. I think the internet reacted in a way. And I think Des obviously understood what Pete was going through. I mean, it was just, I don't think there was any real heat behind the scenes. A lot of people were talking about it. And I would like to let everybody know, Pete and Des are two people that I very much enjoy. I very much enjoy these people. And I'm very appreciative of them. So we're trying to figure out how they're going to handle it because they thought Michigan people were going to potentially be a little towards Pete. Yeah, because the shit that was being said on the internet towards Pete was very, very, very serious. It's college ball, and these are cults, and you're attacking their cult. And we think you're lying, and you're being paid by Ryan Day. I mean, he was called everything, let alone he needs to die and everything like that. So I don't think, understood the severity of what was happening. We should have understood what the severity was happening, and we came up with an idea. He needs to be in war media regard.
War correspondent.
We're talking helmet, thing,
bulletproof
media,
vest,
right across his chest, and we need to drop him right in the middle of this thing.
Yep.
And everybody was like, we're thinking about ideas or whatever. Like, we got the idea. This is what.
Yeah, I just told you.
This is the idea.
It'd be awesome.
There's no. This is. And then they were like, you should go look at what's being said to Pete right now. I was like, we should not keep it. We should be away from it. Yeah, there should be a little safety, I guess. Yeah, smart play.
Although if he
would have had that helmet crooked,
the
media thing.
Yeah.
Connor Stallion,
baton.
Great.
It would have been incredible.
It would have been the greatest moment of all time.
Yeah.
But I think with those college fans, you do have to worry that, a little early in the morning, maybe very late in the night.
Yeah, I was going to say a couple cocktails.
A couple bottles get thrown.
Especially with what we saw Bruce do to Pete.
True.
And that was after the national championship.
But no one was also talking about Pete Thamel, someone swinging on him and him just and then, karate chopping some guy in the throat and incapacitating him.
Yeah, he looked a little James Bondy with those glasses.
Exactly.
That's why I put mine on. I was like, holy shit, that's a good look.
Yeah.
Next hour, we got Clark Hunt and AJ Hawk. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We're in this thing together. Never forget it. We'll see you on the other side. Belle Sessions, who got here at 3 a.m. this morning, was the winner. Her ticket was pulled, and you thought to yourself immediately, what, Belle?
I knew I couldn't do it, and he was next to me, and he said that he could, so we're splitting it.
Okay, so Belle Sessions made the decision to talk to my man, Henry Silver, who Henry got here yesterday at 6 p.m. He's been waiting for this moment. Now, Henry, you told her that you could make it. Why do you think that's the case? Have you ever kicked a ball before?
I've kicked a ball before. I've played soccer my whole life. I think I can do it.
This kick is for $150,000. You said you would split it in half, right? Okay, so let's make it $200,000. If you make it, you will both get $100,000. Where are you from, Henry?
I'm from Fishers, Indiana.
Who's your favorite NFL team?
The Colts?
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Come on, bro. Hell yeah. To hell with the Falcons. That was rude. They didn't deserve that. I like that. Henry, 33 yards, 100,000 for you, 100,000 for her, $200,000 to hurricane relief, 400,000 on the line. Henry, are you ready?
Of course.
Have you ever said anything bad about kickers?
Of course.
Shut up. Let's go. Now, here in Athens, Georgia, it would be beautiful if $400,000 would be up for grabs. Why don't we double it? Because the Georgia Bulldogs. So, $800,000 kick right here, Henry. But what I want to let you know is you're not getting a second opportunity. I don't care if this entire place starts chanting for a second kick. One kick, 800,000 racks, 400,000 to hurricane relief, 400,000 to you two split, 200 grand each. Henry Silver from Indiana for Bell Sessions. Let's go, Henry! Oh my! Henry! Henry! Come in, buddy! Come in! Let me see this. Let me see this, Henry. That was amazing. I mean, he walked in like, Henry! Congratulations, Henry! Congratulations, Bell! Dude! Congratulations, Georgia! What a morning! College game day's the greatest! College football's amazing! Bell, you just won $200,000. You're a genius!
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. You ping! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this glorious Feel-Good Friday, August 15, 2025. Hour 2 of the program begins now.
Football!
It is magical. We're lucky to talk about it every single day. We're actually going to be talking to football royalty here in a matter of moments. The Hunt family, if you don't fully understand what they have contributed to football, more specifically Lamar Hunt, who is Clark Hunt, who will be joining us in about 8.5 minutes or so, his father, he is football.
Oh, yeah.
This guy was a creative, this guy was a forward thinker, and this guy loved football. His family was in oil. His brothers were going to go find more oil for the business, and he said, I'm not doing that. And he went and tried to start a football team. Then instead of just a football team that he pitched to the NFL didn't want to do expansion. He said, you know what? You don't want me to start a team? Okay, I'll start an entire league. Starts the AFL, this guy, which obviously then leads to the collision course of the two coming together and into the super NFL that we have. And Super Bowl, oh yeah, that was coined by Lamar Hunt, painting the end zones, jerseys, logo, you name it. Basically,
halftime show,
everything that is marketing and the spectacle of football, the Hunt family was behind. This guy also was a no-nonsense trailblazer. I mean, he in a letter that we saw at the NFL Hall of Fame that he wrote, in the second bullet point, there was somebody that he wanted executed. This guy is not allowed to be around anymore. So he was stern, I think he was fair, and he was a super visionist for football. And his family obviously continuing to carry the torch. Right now there's a documentary out, first 2 episodes of a 7-episode docuseries called The Kingdom on ESPN Plus and Disney Plus. And obviously it's showcasing the current dynasty that the boys are on. I think it's going to be a really good show. The Talks the Tables here at Boss Connor, at Ty Schmidt. You spent a lot of your night last night, Con Man, with the Kingdom.
Yeah, it was interesting, definitely. As a Patriots fan, it was one of those things where you're watching something and wishing you were the fan of the team that you were watching, just because of how much cool information there was in there, the stuff that they still have. You mentioned the AFL. They showed in Kansas City, they have the original piece of paper that Lamar Hunt created the AFL on as he was in a
detail-oriented fella. Wrote a lot.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you had to do a lot of writing. A lot of writing back in the day.
And he also, too, it wasn't just football, it was just sports in general. He, I believe he started the World International Tennis Circuit. He's in the International Tennis Hall of Fame, Lamar Hunt. And I believe he was one of the first investors in the MLS. He tried to start a National American Soccer League, the NASL, and that didn't work out. So then that was in like the 60s, and then later on he started the MLS.
It actually said that he was very instrumental in bringing the World Cup to the U.S. in '94, and now his son was very instrumental in bringing it back when we're going to have it this next time.
Hey, it's cool to learn about these stories, you know, because I would never thought that. Obviously, I understand that the Kansas City Chiefs fan base is awesome, and the faithful is incredible, but like learning why. Like, hey, this is one of the original, brother. Like, this is way back football. You know, I'm from Pittsburgh, so we're just like, hey, this is blue-collar football town. Green Bay, you think the same exact thing. Kansas City, you think this town loves football. Then you learn the history of it. It's like, this is one of the founding towns of football. And also, Lamar Hunt, one of the founding fathers of the league. Like, no questions asked in this entire thing. I think that's a nice piece of information because obviously the AFC Championship trophy is named after him.
Right.
And we hear that every single year. And especially with the Chiefs winning, everybody's like, well, isn't that just convenient? It's like, that Super Bowl probably would have been, you know, if he didn't name it the Super Bowl in the Lombardi. It's like, it's wild to learn about. It is. And there's Chiefs haters right now.
Of course.
And boys address that in the doc. Chris Jones goes, man, we done turned into Patriots. They used to love us. Now everybody hates us or whatever. And it's like, that's what happens when you're successful. And they've been doing it a long time there in Kansas City.
And to your point about them being a football city, when Lamar Hunt started the AFL, he started in Dallas. He was the Dallas Texans. And then people in Kansas City, after the NFL started the Dallas Cowboys, they were like, hey, we probably have to move. And the Kansas City, like mayor, people who worked in the city, like the city council, they basically sold Lamar Hunt like, hey, Kansas City will be perfect for a football team. And to your point, it really is a football time.
It's certainly showcasing the Chiefs, okay, in that, but it's a lot of football history in there because this Lamar Hunt guy, I think he's going to be remembered now after this, and I think that's why we want to talk about it so much. Is like, this dude deserves his flowers.
Definitely.
I mean, this is a dog, and they're talking about him flying and coach, and we're talking about actually using Band-Aids to keep his glasses together. He was a photographer for the team. Like, you're just talking about like one of the most interesting people of all time who happen to love football, which we're incredibly lucky for. One half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys AP Tony's here. Football is really close, brother, and this documentary has given us a little bit of a taste. A lot of big games being revisited in that thing.
Yeah, we are very, very close, and things like this kind of just like feed your itch in the meantime. And while the preseasons are nice, preseason games are good, you could gamble on them, you could watch. There's some starters playing here this weekend, but in the meantime, like on these lowly Thursday nights when it was just high school football or this.
Pretty good high school game, though.
Great high school game down in Georgia.
Great
Buford, Georgia.
I know a couple Buford dogs down there. Yeah, they got some beasts down there. It was good football game.
But like, if you're not into that, this definitely scratched the NFL itch last night.
Yeah, certainly did. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, who is a man that was on the field yesterday with a whistle around his neck, teaching the next generation of footballers how to properly tackle. He's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, baby.
Hawker, can we please talk about what you were doing last night? I love this. I love everything about this photo. I like that there's a house in the background because it looks like it's just a field in a neighborhood. I like that there's a bunch of little boys wearing helmets and pads. And I like that the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers is right in the middle of it trying to corral it all. What are we doing here? What are the drills? Is this first day? How many days into this whole thing are we?
We haven't had a game or anything yet. We're a couple weeks into this first time tackle football for a lot of the guys on the squad. But yeah, we do a little Oklahoma type drill where block and tackle and all that stuff. You got to teach them the basics. If we can block and tackle, we'll be all right.
I love the fact that you're giving back to the game to the next generation. That's Ohio right there. That's very Ohio.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to Pittsburgh guy, Aaron Donald, in his living room or in his game room with his boy, helmet on, pads on, saying, "Hey, Kid goes right for the temple. And Aaron laughs. Mom goes, hey, can't be. And Aaron's just laughing down there. It's like passing the game on to the next generation is such an important piece, I think, of our sport. I think it's a very valuable piece of our sport. And in doing so, I think the game is only going to continue to grow. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man whose family has been a part of the NFL since its inception. A man whose family is obviously in the middle of a dynastic run and also in the middle of a documentary series about them and their family that I assume is an anxiety-riddled type of situation beforehand, but also getting a chance to showcase it. Ladies and gentlemen, owner of the Kansas City Chiefs, chairman and CEO of the Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen, Clark Hunt.
Yeah!
How you doing, boss?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad to be on with you.
Hey, thank you for joining us legitimately. We've gotten a chance, obviously, to watch your operation from afar and obviously have been big fans of this dynastic run that you guys have all put together. But watching this documentary, learning about your family's contributions to the sport has been very cool. Are you excited for the world? This may be a generation that hasn't really fully learned about what your family has done for the sport and your dad has done for the sport. Are you excited for everybody to kind of learn that story through this documentary?
Absolutely. I think one of the best things about the documentary is not only does it chronicle the success that we've had over the last 6 or 7 years, but it also goes back all the way to the founding of the franchise back in 1960 when my dad pulled together the American Football League, got the group of owners, which he nicknamed the Foolish Club, together to take on the NFL, and shows the early history of the Chiefs organization as the team moved to Kansas City, and then, of course, transitions into the Andy Reid era.
Yeah, the Andy Reid era has certainly been a great one. Them showcasing Brett Veach and his big brain. The story of them talking about Patrick Mahomes and how they found him. Go ahead, Colin.
Brett Veach was watching the left tackle from Texas Tech and then was basically after a couple plays said, who the hell is this quarterback? And then watched every single play from Patrick Mahomes' Texas Tech career. It was unbelievable.
And then there's a story allegedly that Andy Reid walked by his office and said, what are you doing? And Brett Veach said, I'm watching the next quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. Allegedly, from this one wormhole that Brett Veach went in, he knew that this was going to be the guy. You guys trade a future first to move up to 10 to draft Patrick Mahomes, and then obviously it all goes how it goes. Whenever you're making all these decisions and you're putting trust in Brett Veach and Andy Reid to kind of guide the football side of the Chiefs, are you expecting greatness immediately out of everybody? And through those hard times, did you wonder if we're ever going to get back on top? Was there ever any worry?
Yeah, absolutely. We'd been through a tough couple of years back in 2011, 2012. Actually only won 2 games in 2012. That was a very tough season, both on the field and off. And we were so blessed to be able to bring Andy Reid to Kansas City. And I knew he was the type of coach that we needed. We needed an experienced coach, somebody who'd been there and done it, somebody with tremendous attention to detail and an ability to really connect with his players. And all Andy does is come in and we win 9 straight games, right? You know, basically the same team that only won 2 the year before. And that just shows you the immediate impact that he had on our culture. And then you mentioned Brett Veach, who came with Andy from Philadelphia, did a fantastic job in our scouting department. Obviously, the fun story about him scouting and finding Patrick Mahomes. And I remember Andy telling me about, Brett would put a tape on his desk every week and say, you've got to look at this tape. And it was a tape of Patrick, doing amazing things at Texas Tech. And eventually Andy was like, I got it. You're right. This guy's special. We got to figure out how to get him.
Yeah, I guess Andy Reid also said in there when Brett Veach, when they were together in Philadelphia, whenever he said something about a player, he was never wrong. And it's like that eye for talent is something that only a few people have. You seemingly got multiple people in that building, let alone your coordinators are all Hall of Famers as well. Run a good operation over there, boss. You should be incredibly proud of that. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, speaking of Andy Reid, as far as this documentary goes, how did you talk him into it? How do you present this to him to where he would be okay with all the access that you guys have given all these cameras and microphones, obviously inundated with everything you do?
Yeah, well, last year, before the season, we were approached by several groups that wanted to do a documentary about our pursuit of the 3rd straight Lombardi Trophy. And at first, we worried about the distraction that would come with that. But we got comfortable as we went through the process, particularly with Words and Pictures, who's the team that pulled this all together and made it happen. We knew the great work that they had done with the Chicago Bulls, which our family's also involved with, in putting together The Last Dance. And so we really thought they were the right group to do it. Andy at first was a little reluctant, but we got him comfortable with the fact that it wouldn't be too intrusive. It wouldn't distract too much from the mission, which was to get back to the Super Bowl and hopefully win it. And at the end of the day, Andy ends up being one of the stars of the show, which he typically is, right? That episode last night, which really focused on him, the Don't Judge episode, I think is really special, and it shows what an incredible person and coach Andy is.
Yeah, we even visited his punt, pass, and kick days, which we've all seen the clips. We've all seen the clips. Andy Reid's always going to be a star. You got a lot of stars on that team at this point. And I appreciated one of the clips was Patrick Mahomes telling the cameras, like, hey, turn them off or whatever. Cameras stay on. And we're just going to go, we're still going to get your audio, though, bro. And then we'll ask you later if it's okay if we put it out. It's like, I think they did a very good job kind of piecing it all together. Ty has a question for you, Mr. Hunt.
Yeah, Mr. Hunt, do you feel pressure to be like a visionary and very forward thinking due to the legacy that your dad has within the NFL and for all he accomplished for the league? Obviously, the league is much different now than when he was kind of building it from the ground up. But do you feel that pressure on a day-to-day basis?
My dad was an incredible individual, and you guys have talked a little bit about all that he accomplished in professional sports, which extended beyond American football to soccer and basketball and tennis. I mean, he truly was a visionary, and pro sports in this country wouldn't be where it is today without him. When I took over the reins from my dad almost 20 years ago, I thought a lot about, how I needed to lead the Chiefs. And at the end of the day, I decided that I needed to rely on my own strengths and be my own person, because there's no duplicating Lamar Hunt. But something that my siblings and I always talk about is we've got to make sure we preserve his legacy because it's so special. So really every decision that we make, we make that decision with a framework of, what would Lamar Hunt have done? We think about that and how this continues to shape his amazing legacy in pro sports in the United States.
What a brain on that guy, and obviously you as well. But this is a showcase of your dad there early in this documentary. When we were at the Hall of Fame, I'm telling you, we were, a little tuned up. I think we had a couple drinks.
Yeah,
we had a couple drinks, and they were giving us a tour of the place, and we went down the vault, and we were talking to Ted. Oh, Bruce, can you help me? What's his name? Bruce?
John at the Hall of Fame.
John at the Hall of Fame. Okay, Jake led us to John. We apologize. John, though, like historian, like you guys have for the Chiefs. Bob Moore, I think I saw, the guy that was showcasing you guys. We go into the Hall of Fame vault, pulls out the letter, the actual letter that your dad sent, I believe. And that's what they say, at least. If you have it in yours, there's conflicting reports. But what the Hall of Fame said was the actual letter. And we were reading it. And it's like you could just kind of feel the type of person your dad was as it was, right? Visionary. He said we need something like the Grey Cup or like the Stanley Cup. I've jokingly called it the Super Bowl, but we can obviously revisit that. Like that was like a throwaway at like number 5 at the bottom of the page. And then he started showcasing his other things back whenever, I think it was 1906, 19 guys died playing football.
Yeah.
So then they had to go 5 by 5 on the, like we did a full history of the game there with John, and your dad was ever present through the entirety of it. And then this documentary kind of shows up here 2 weeks later. We just want to let you know, we didn't know for a long time, and we're football people. It's been an honor to learn about your dad being a beast, man. He was an absolute beast. I think he had to be. And whenever you guys are working with him while doing this, and you have to, let's say nowadays, and you said, what would Lamar Hunt do? You think this documentary he would have loved? Is there anything that you have to do in a modern age that you think like maybe he wouldn't have liked doing this, or he would have loved this particular thing that we're kind of doing right now? Do you ever have those types of moments with your dad?
Yeah. And thinking about the documentary, I think he would love it because at the end of the day, he believes the game is all about the fans. And this documentary gives our fans a real behind-the-scenes look. Not only that at everything that took place at our practice facility and at games to get back to the Super Bowl, but it also tells a lot about the personal lives of some of the key figures on the team, including Travis and Patrick and Chris Jones and Andy Reid. Really shows what goes into it from an emotional standpoint and the tremendous character that those individuals have. So I think he would absolutely love it because at the end of the day, he was about making the fan experience as good as it possibly could be.
I love that. I love to hear it. On that note, Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Mr. Hunt, I have a question about the stars on your team. Obviously, Patrick is a ginormous star in the NFL world and doing quarterback and stuff like that. But we just saw it this week with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift on the New Heights podcast. They broke every single record in the world. Obviously, Taylor coming to your games and stuff like that. But Travis being as big as a star now as he is, I assume that you guys don't hate this and this is all good for business?
Yeah, well, first of all, let me just say how happy we are for their relationship. They're an amazing couple, and watching the two of them together is really special. And that podcast, seeing them side by side, talking about the relationship was absolutely amazing. It's been a whirlwind, I would say, for the organization over the last 2 years since Taylor literally stepped into our lives. She's done an amazing job unintentionally of increasing our female fan base. We used to be about a 50-50 ratio male to female fan base, and now 57% of our fans are female, which I think is probably the highest in the National Football League. So there's absolutely been a Taylor Swift effect, and I should say that my daughters couldn't be happier that we have her as part of the Chiefs kingdom now.
Yeah, they're not the only ones, brother. I mean, it is great for the entire sport, we think. We are big football people, so we love it that the biggest star on earth is involved. I couldn't even imagine being actually the owner of the team. We love it too, brother. Yeah, we certainly love it as well. The securing the stadium and getting her in there, and obviously the story goes, we learned on the New Heights podcast, 1.3 million concurrents. That's at that time, let alone they put out the numbers afterwards. We're talking records all over the place. She just walked in the front door, I guess, of Arrowhead the first time she went there. Then obviously it's become an entire thing. We've heard about the 3-floor suite potentially in the stadium. It's kind of like a rumor, a lore about it. But have you guys had to change anything because the biggest star on earth is coming in there? And obviously once it's known that she's coming, it becomes an even bigger kind of chaotic shit show almost outside of that thing.
Yeah, it's been a little challenge for our security folks, but they've done a great job, both at home games and on the road. She's attended a number of away games as well, and they do a great job of getting her safely into the stadium. But I think the most amazing thing about that first game, which caught us all by surprise, was the fact that she literally walked in the front door. And, we had offered to get her some special security, and she said, no, I want to be just like a typical fan. I'm coming straight in the front door.
She's a dog, dude. She's a dog. I mean, we all need to understand that at this point. She is an absolute dog. She's a great football person. Like, we are very thankful she's in the football world. Obviously, you are as well. We don't have to do that. Clark, we appreciate you, man. What's life like right now for the preseason for you? What do you have cooking on a day-to-day during these days?
Yeah, well, I'm headed to Seattle later today. We play the Seahawks tonight. And obviously the focus this time of year is evaluating your young players. And I think Brett Veach has done it again. We have an amazing draft class. They looked great last week. I can't wait to see them play tonight. I think they'll play a big part in our success this year.
Hell yeah. Connor has a question for you, boss.
Yeah, Mr. Hunt, speaking of the draft, you guys kind of hosted it in 2023, and that was one of the first big, massive draft nights. Nashville comes to mind, and even Green Bay this past season. It feels like the draft has become a massive, fan experience in the offseason.
Lamar Hunt would love.
Lamar Hunt would love it. Yeah.
Yeah, he would. Yep. Big nod to the head. Yeah.
How was that experience, kind of hosting the draft in your own city? And then also, how much better is it for you as an owner now that you aren't picking at the top of every draft and you can kind of just hang out and wait till the end of it?
Yeah, well, of course, picking at the end of the round makes it tough, but Brett and his staff are up to the challenge every year, and it seems like, they find some real gems, and hopefully did it again this year with Josh Simmons. But going back to hosting the draft in Kansas City, what an amazing opportunity that was to showcase Kansas City. And I thought Kansas City did a fantastic job. It was an amazing event, 300,000 people attending. It was just a lot of fun all the way around. I think that's one of the best decisions that the NFL has made in recent years is moving the draft around to different cities and letting them have that opportunity because there are passionate fan bases across the U.S.
Especially in these cities that probably won't get a Super Bowl, because weather restrictions in it all. So you have the draft. It is a celebration of football. It's still a festival. It's multiple days. Obviously, it's not Super Bowl, but it is awesome. And it's all because Radio City Music Hall said, we don't got time for you. Sorry, NFL. The Raw Cats got to do a show. And then it's become one of the biggest nights of the offseason for us. Combine, first couple days, draft, the only thing that carry us in the offseason. So if you guys want to think of more super duper things in the offseason, we would be very grateful. Just know that. Whenever you guys do that, the people that talk every single day would love everything about that. Last question here from AJ. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah, Mr. Hunt, I'm just curious how competitive you may be with the other owners. I think if you guys getting together at the owners meeting, maybe other events where you guys are together, and we know everybody wants to win. We know that. You've been in a great spot here for a while now, but are you guys competitive? Do you guys talk? Do you joke around back and forth about your franchise and how they may be doing?
Yeah, I think everybody who's involved with the NFL is incredibly competitive. My dad used to say this is a really unusual business because 6 days a week you're trying to work together to make the NFL better. And then on Sundays, you want to punch your best friends. And that's absolutely how it is. Everybody cares a lot about winning. I think that's something that our fan base understands. And, I'm lucky to have, so many great partners in the NFL, but certainly on Sundays, I want to come out on top.
Hey, let's talk about a couple of those partners that you might be able to either gain knowledge from or give knowledge to. Here in Indianapolis, obviously, 3 daughters of Jim are taking over the team. Third generation ownership in the family. Obviously, you would understand a situation like this, even though it happened to you, I think, at a little bit older age than like Kaylin or Carly or Casey. Do they reach out? Do you guys reach out to the daughters or the next set of ownership whenever teams have a situation arise like the one we have right now in Indianapolis?
Yeah, I think that's one of the great things about the NFL ownership group is how collaborative we are. I remember when I took over for my dad that John Mayer reached out to me and said, hey, if you want to bounce any ideas off me, if you've got some questions that you need answered, I'd love to talk to you about it. So it is a group that works really well together. Obviously, when you have these transitions, they're very difficult. There's a lot of responsibility. Even though I got to work with my dad for many years before he passed away, the first time that spotlight is on you, it is really, really challenging. And, there definitely, in our case, were some hard days. I made some mistakes and hopefully learned from those mistakes, and certainly had a lot of good resources to bounce ideas off.
Yeah, where's the manual, when he sits down?
Right.
Is it in this drawer? And then on the flip side of that, did you reach out or have you reached out to Kraft because obviously now, post their dynasty run, 20 plus years, absurd, insane. None of us really know. You guys are obviously going to try to attain that and, supersede that and everything. But now we've learned that there's been a lot of shit that he had to deal with while they were doing their dynasty as an owner. Have you reached out and chit-chatted about that? Or do you think you have a different kind of culture than what was happening in New England and it's not really the same operation?
Yeah, well, we're very close to the Kraft family. My dad and Robert were very good friends, and I consider Jonathan Kraft a close friend as well. We've not only been involved in the NFL together, but we've been in Major League Soccer since the start back in 1996. So we get to spend a lot of time with him. When we started going to the Super Bowl, I did reach out to Jonathan, just to ask his perspective because they had been to so many games and, what were the do's and don'ts and, how did you need to maximize the opportunity and make sure that the team remained focused on the task at hand. So they were a tremendous resource to me. And, I feel very blessed that we've been able to have this dynastic run, following the amazing success that they had for over a decade.
Yeah, true. They were a long time. I was in the NFL during a portion of it. I was in high school during a portion of it. And I was an adult during a portion. It was a long ass time. Off topic. Your family, I think soccer, obviously, you talked about, Major League Soccer, NASL, everything in America. I think your boy plays. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I've seen he plays down at SMU, I think, which is your college. Are we ever going to win this thing? Do you think our team's ever going to get it? What do you think? I have faith. I like Ponch, the head coach of the U.S. men's national team. You think we have a chance?
Yeah, well, first of all, getting to host the tournament back in the U.S. is going to be tremendous for the sport. And typically, the host countries do very well in the World Cup. In fact, you can go back to 1994 when the U.S. Hosted the tournament, and we made it further in that tournament than we had made it in many, many years. So I would expect that we'll get a boost from hosting the tournament. I do think we're doing a much better job developing players. And at the end of the day, that's really what you have to do. We've got to have world-class players if we want to one day aspire to win the World Cup. I would hope that we're going to advance deep in the Cup. I don't know that we'll win in 26, but I certainly expect it in the coming years.
We're going to win in 2026.
I think so.
Yeah, we're going to win in 20. We're going to be loud, too, over here. We are going to be very loud and obnoxious about it. Just know that. I know you can't, but just know that we will be the obnoxious Americans through that entire World Cup run, and we are expecting a title.
Yes.
It's coming home.
That's
It
right.
is certainly coming home. Tony Miola, Kobe Jones, Alexi Lawless,
Jeff
and the
Cameron.
boys back there. Oh,
Come on.
1994, he wasn't around.
Oh,
Tab Ramos, but yes, Jeff Cameron would have fit in with that
Yeah,
group
he would
for sure. Clark, safe travels out to Seattle. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. Congrats on everything, by the way.
Yeah, thank you very much. Great to be on. Fun to get to talk about the Kingdom. We couldn't be more pleased about it as an organization.
All right. Hey, did you know our show existed before they told you to come on this show?
I'd heard rumors about it.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
Hey, we appreciate you taking the time. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Clark Conn.
Yeah, Mr. Holt.
Yeah, I always wonder, what was the level of surprise whenever they show up and then it starts going how it's going? What is this? This is not what I expected.
Get him off there. Get him off there.
I assume full prep.
Happened with Riley Green.
Yeah, Riley Green. Is this what this
He was great. That dude's got a cannon, bro. He does.
Cannon, AJ.
How about him?
And he's dunking. He's 1 foot dunking too. That's amazing.
So he did before the show, before we recorded, he was awesome. I'm telling you, I don't know.
Incredible.
He
One of
walked.
the best guests we've just had in the excluding interview, just hanging out. He's one of the top 3 for sure.
I think so, yeah. Just came and sat down and just immediately right into the fire. I mean, no questions asked. With his accent in his own way, in a very southern country fuck way. It was spectacular. And he walked in and we saw his silhouette first, sideways, and he had that hat, and then his mustache was just so.
Yeah.
It was
billowy.
Perfect. It was yeah, and he had that shit. Hey, how you doing, Riley? It was like, this guy, holy hell. Shirt tucked in immediately upon enter. I mean, you're talking just absolute gentleman. Was doing construction.
Yeah.
We appreciate him. Okay, let's talk about the news that broke today. Obviously, I'm excited to get your take. And I would like you to not only speak for yourself, okay? I'd like you to speak for a legion of people that you represented as the president of Ohio for a couple of years. Ohio State fans, reaction to the Michigan punishments that have been kind of announced today. It's basically money. It's going to end up being like $25-30 million all in if they end up playing. They won't be able to receive any college football playoff funds. They got fined like $7-something million on top of that. Sharon Moore suspended in 2026. There's a $50,000 fine to the football team as well. I think that they're taking away one hyperbaric chamber. I think. 50,000. I think they're keeping a quarter of it though, because I think it is like 75 or I think they're keeping 33% of the hyperbaric chamber.
That's like shins down.
I think it was 75,000.
Sure.
So they took $50,000 of the hyperbaric chamber out. So I don't know how they're going to be able to close the end, but there is still a little bit. Seemingly, if I'm a Michigan fan, very excited that this is over. Now, as somebody who respects the hell out of and appreciates college football as a whole, had no idea we were still in the middle of this. Like when the tweet came out that the NCAA will be making its final ruling on Friday, for a ruling on Friday, I thought to myself, this can't still be Connor Stallions. It is. That'll carry all the way into 2026 with Sherrone Moore's suspension. How do you think the people of Ohio are feeling? I'm sure they're very reasonable about it all.
Yeah, I mean, I can't exactly speak for the people of Ohio. I'm sure there's
you're the president.
Strong
Your
feelings.
constituents. Yes, you can.
Yeah. I can speak for myself, I guess. I think there's definitely people that are fans of Ohio State that expected something like this, especially when we had Pete come on yesterday, and Pete basically told us it's not going to be some gigantic situation where there's a postseason bowl ban or anything like this. Like I'm personally like torn on it because I don't think you should. I don't want the players there now to get punished. Like I don't think you should punish players that are there now for something that happened before they even got to school. Like I think that's stupid. It rips those dudes off.
Yep.
And the head coach is gone already coaching the NFL. 10-year show clause might as well be a 100-year show clause. Like, who cares? Like, that doesn't matter. We know
14,
that, right?
14 years. It's 14. It's 4 years, then 10, and then it didn't run concurrently. You know, those are stacked on top of each other. But yes, I think as you read through it all, in Connor Stalions, 8 years, I think he has a show clause. But if you read Nicole Auerbach's tweet about Jim Harbaugh, everybody's like assuming that Connor Stalions just kind of banned. It's like, no, they just have to make a pitch for why he's allowed to coach there. And they just got to showcase that they have certain things in place that'll make sure he doesn't cheat again or something like that. That's basically how it was worded. And, you know, that's just kind of, I think Connor Stalions is probably pretty excited about everything that's happening.
Think he gets hired? Think someone hires him?
Yeah.
From what we learned from watching that doc, it's like, I don't know how he doesn't have a job in the NFL already, just doing data shit. You know, just like he's a data analytics guy. He was obsessed with it. He was a hoorah with this entire thing. We're talking about sleeping on the side of the road in a car in between, you know, like this dude was committed to the game. And now, did he go too far? Everybody in football was like, yes, if he was recording and going too far. But everybody in football was also like,
man, why don't we hire that guy?
Yeah, that's not,
You should have done that.
Yeah, it's just like up in New England with everything that was getting caught. Like Spygate, everybody still kind of holds over Belichick. Not everybody, but there's some people that still hold that over. But every NFL player and coach was just like, let's move along. Let's move along. Yeah. Let's not dig too deep into this thing. Like, obviously can't do it. He got punished. Let's not start turning over stones in everybody else's backyard. Let's just keep it moving. And I feel like this kind of fell into that same thing and inevitable. Like at the beginning, it was like, this is scumbaggery. And I think as we continue to learn, as it continued to go, it was like, all right. The 10-year thing, though, to Harbaugh's wild.
Yeah.
Are they just trying to guess how long his career is going to be with the Chargers? If this guy thinks he's going to come back after a 10-year career in the NFL, he's got another thing coming. He'll be suspended for a year. Allegedly, is what Nicole Auerbach reported, if he was to come back during this 14-year show cause suspension that he's having going on. But, yeah, I think if you're a Michigan fan, you're A-OK moving forward here. They paid Bryce Underwood, $16 million?
Yeah.
That kid's going to be there for 3 years.
For a year.
Yeah. So, and they just picked up, what's his name? The guy that owns Lanai?
Larry Ellison.
Allison.
Yeah, Larry Ellison is now a booster of a school that he never went to because he's second or third wealthiest person or fourth wealthiest person in the world. He's the one that paid for the Bryce Underwood thing. Just you got how much we need. But yeah, he actually wired it from the island of Hawaii that he owns in Lanai up to his own satellite and then dropped it directly into Bryce Underwood's bank account that he probably owns too somehow. It's like they're not worried about money up there in Michigan. The NCAA should have been like $150 million. And we're going to get a renovation of the office.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to use Michigan to do it. And they would have still acted the same exact way. It's like, yeah, we move along here.
Where's that money go?
I don't know.
It's a good question.
I don't know. The NCAA office.
It's a lot.
Yeah, 20-some million. Yeah, it's a lot of money. Also, Notre Dame, how much money they make for college football playoff versus everybody else?
Oh, yeah.
Smart. Why would they ever join a conference?
Bingo.
Why?
Well, why wouldn't anybody else be trying to get out of a conference?
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, like.
It's true.
Wow.
If you're a big brand.
Who was
You can split it between 36 other sports or what? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, for instance, let's say Ohio State, and Petitti's not going to like this, and we like Petitti, and we like the Big Ten, and we like Ohio State. You can throw Michigan in there too, but Ohio State, let's just talk Ohio State. Ohio State, Columbus, highest rated on everything. College game day, Columbus, the rating is insane. Ohio State games are playing anybody, the rating's insane. Why is Ohio State playing in the biggest game of the week for Fox, who just paid billions of dollars for the Big Ten deal, literally at noon every single? Why do the people of Ohio State hate the situation that the primetime game on their network is at noon instead of at night? It's because Ohio State moves the needle no matter what. That is what if Ohio State was to be an independent operation, seamless.
Yeah.
it would be an absolute seamless operation. Now, Petiti doesn't want to hear that. I understand that. And I assume people at Ohio State don't want to hear that either. But that's like a very real thing. There's probably, like 4 schools that could do it? 5 schools that could do it? And just kind of have their own fans will support us until we go, no matter what. Texas has the opportunity to do that.
They did it kind of.
Yeah, Longhorn Network.
But Notre Dame obviously able to do it. They are currently doing it. But it's not like everybody could do that. No. But if you had the capability and had the platform and the base and knew that your fans were going to support wherever you want and TV deals were going to be ready for you as soon as you went there, it's like, why wouldn't you want to take the full allotment of the college football playoff bonus as opposed to having to split it with literally 18 different people? That's an interesting little thing. Shout out to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Like literally from the jump having this. But if you're those other schools that could do this, you got to be at least snooping around a little bit on how this would be possible.
It probably won't ever happen because that's kind of like the benefit for a lot of the other teams in the Big Ten. But it will be interesting if in like 4 years, let's say like the only teams from the Big Ten that have made the college football playoff are Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State. Oh, and Oregon, yeah, I forget they're in the Big Ten. Like, they might go back and be like, hey, we're done doing this. Like, everyone gets an equal distribution of, like, we're the only teams that are making to the playoffs. So, like, we're not just going to let our continued success kind of let all these other schools eat. Like, you wonder, I mean, obviously there are bylaws in place that probably make that impossible to happen, but it is interesting because if you just continually have those teams kind of setting the bar in a conference, and you could go to the other conferences too, it's the same deal. It's like, hey, why are we the ones who are having all the success and we're kind of getting punished by it because we have to give, you know, the Northwesterns of the world $2.5 million because we make the playoff?
Pete Bavacqua and Marcus Freeman up there at Notre Dame are like, how much money are you guys getting for this game?
2.5. Oh, yeah.
You idiot.
Yeah, that's nice.
20 of them. For what? What you guys just did. Yeah.
Why would they ever? When people try to get him to join a conference, why would they ever?
Well, especially if Marcus Freeman's going to continue to lead the boys.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a huge payday. Obviously, March Madness and everything is big money for universities as well. But if you're Notre Dame and your football team can get to the college football playoff, we're going to have new buildings up there on a very regular basis.
Yeah.
And not that campus isn't already beautiful, which it is, but it's like they got it figured out up there. And good for them. All right, let's move along. Let's go to the NFL. There's preseason action happening. There's some notables playing, Age. We got some big names. Primetime. Caleb Williams will make his debut under the Ben Johnson offense. And allegedly, you know, Zito found a tweet from somewhere deep in the annals of the internet. Caleb Williams having a good day today against the Buffalo Bills. You got Herbert playing. Obviously, Harbaugh's going to have the boys spinning a little bit. Geno Smith, Bruce Purdy. Bruce.
Oh, hold on.
Jeez.
Hold on.
He should think about that.
Bruce Purdy. Is that his dad's name?
I'm sure there's a Bruce and Purdy fan.
His grandpappy?
Gotta be.
Granddaddy.
Granddaddy Bruce?
Grandpappy, granddaddy. Brock Purdy playing Cam Ward. Anthony Richardson and Danny Dimes continue their quarterback battle. Sam Darnold, how you doing, Seattle Seahawks? Learned something about gingers from Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That was sweet.
I got a couple gingers in the fam. I guess they got the green light from what I've been told.
Yep.
I'm excited for them to try that going forward. Shout out to Marshawn Lynch. And then obviously Joe Milton can throw the core mile. We'll see if he does that. Dylan Gabriel getting some time because Shedeur Sanders hurt his oblique.
That's right.
He'll be out. So that week 1 awesome play out of Shedeur will carry into at least week 3 of the preseason as he sits out in this oblique. Great play, by the way. Not saying we're happy he's hurt, but for the Shedeur Sanders conversation, let's see what Dylan Gabriel does.
Oh, yeah.
And if he doesn't,
Which
it's going to get loud.
we've seen DeJuan Jones before, and we've seen Dylan Gabriel.
You keep attacking this guy for his height.
I'm not attacking him. I just still think it's crazy that what Shedeur did in the first preseason game and what Dylan Gabriel is, that one of them was picked in the 5th round, one was picked in the 3rd round.
Yeah, it's still pretty crazy to all of us. Remember, Dylan Gabriel, though, is absolute dog in college ball and can spin it.
He's better than Brock Osweiler.
He has a little Kellen Morey thought whenever I see him, not just because he's lefty, but the style of play. Maybe the timing of a Stefanski offense will be great for Dylan Gabriel. And he's been having to deal with finding throwing lanes his whole life. Now it's a little different with, you know, the giants of the NFL, but we shall see how that goes. It's going to get loud for Dylan, whatever happens here.
I hope he does very well.
I heard Joe Flacco, too, was spinning it. Nobody wants to talk about it. I heard Flacco's still out there doing what Joe Flacco
I'm going to make a guess here. Joe Flacco is going to start week 1.
Okay, and then week what is another quarterback playing?
Next season.
Joe Flacco's running the gamut. He's back with Stefanski. The last time he played with Stefanski, he came from the couch to the playoffs with the Cleveland Browns.
If Joe stays healthy, he's going to be starting.
It's going to be tough to bench Flacco when they're 10-0 after 10 weeks.
Which is definitely possible, Joe Flacco. Yeah. Everybody will laugh about that.
Jerry Jeudy's going to have 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns.
You see Jerry Jeudy's trying out today?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jerry Jeudy's midseason form age. I know you like to see that.
I love him. I am curious to see what Dylan Gabriel does. We watch him in person. That dude can play. We know that. You're right. If he comes out there and lights it up, it's going to be some fun talking points up in Cleveland.
Didn't play great against Ohio State. Jackson Dart, and you just wanted to bring that game up. That you doing.
Didn't play great at all.
Yeah, in that particular game, but he is obviously
in that game. I mean,
first time he played him, he did.
Yeah, true. Jackson Dart's playing. They say he's a guy for the future.
Mm-hmm.
They say Russell Wilson once again probably starter there. Mm-hmm. Jackson Dart. When does that happen? When's the New York Giants bye week? Bruce, when's your guys' bye week for the New York Giants?
He's looking.
Oh,
I'd assume.
He doesn't know.
Wow.
Week 14.
Yeah, late.
Oh, that's very late.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's very late. That would have seemingly been the transition time if you had it. Week 14 is way too late. We'll see how that goes. And then you got Rattler and Shuck playing ball a little bit. AJ, out of all that, I think Caleb Williams is obviously all eyes on. That whole Ben Johnson situation, and can't wait to see what happens in Indianapolis. I didn't like the swag who laughed in my face whenever I said
that. Was crazy.
That was crazy.
That was messed up.
He was hitting his head. Like, he was literally...
It's the funniest thing he's ever heard.
Crying laughing.
I still think there's a chance somebody was underneath his feet.
Yeah.
Tickling his
Always a chance. I can see that.
Maybe his son.
Yeah, man, I don't think his son... I think his son was probably in the gym or something. Maybe he had like a little robot down there. Just like, hey, tickle my feet.
Like a little duster.
Tickle me robot.
Yeah, he had a huge one. So let's not talk about the Anthony Richardson, Danny Dimes situation, which will obviously be must watch. But Caleb Williams operating Ben Johnson's offense is all anybody's going to talk about. So we are actually going to judge him in the huddle when he's getting a snap off on the play
clock. Games, all that. Don't you want to see, like, hey, when do they break the huddle with 3 seconds on the clock? Like, how just the full operation is what I want to see. Like, that's what I'm sure the coaches want to see that too. Hey, let's look professional tonight. Let's look like we know what we're doing.
I do wonder if they didn't have enough faith last week in it. And they're like, we're not putting anybody out there. Who cares? It's first week of preseason. Because the conversation was, if the offensive line's not in, why are they going to have Caleb in? It's like, well, maybe the reason why you chose not to have the offensive line is because maybe we're not all on the same page. Maybe now is not the time. And they got to learn a brand new offense that has a lot in it. I mean, we've seen the Detroit Lions over the years. There's a lot of shit in that offense. I assume there's a foundation. I assume there's like basics of it. And then there's only like 10 million different things that can come off of it. And learning all of those different things, if you're the tight end, you got to learn all the tight end shit. If you're X, you got to learn if you are these positions, you only got to learn your shit. Caleb has to learn everybody's multitude of things that they could do. So maybe it's just taking a little bit. I would not blame him if that was the case, especially from what we've heard of Ben Johnson's offense. And hopefully he'll be able to light it up in that particular offense that has had a lot of success over the last 4 years in Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's not thinking about this, but Caleb's one of those guys where no matter what he does, there will be no middle ground in terms of the way it's discussed following the game. If he plays really well, people are going to be like, see, this is what we were talking about. Ben Johnson, like, this guy could be one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the NFL. If he doesn't play well, it's going to be, hey, this guy sucks. Like, I don't think there's going to be any, like, oh, he played pretty well. He played okay. Like, I don't think we're going to get any of that.
Are you a little bit worried in the NFC North?
Uh-oh. Me?
Because
No.
I heard that the Colts in Packers joint practices. Have you heard?
I heard that the Packers defense was pretty dominating, and I'm not worried about the Colts D because Jordan Love didn't practice. So, it's kind of a win-win for me.
No, we're playing low-scoring football.
Yeah,
we're not worried about that.
I did read that defenses dominated the day, but that was actually a very good kind of reminder for me yesterday. I was like, you look at the Colts beat reporters, and Colts are having the best goddamn day they've had so far. Packers guys are saying the same thing, so it's kind of like, okay, like, what do we do? Like, this shit doesn't matter.
I read a tweet. Colts are awesome.
Yeah.
Boom.
Then I scrolled a little bit. Packers have dominated the Colts.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, let's mute this account.
Yeah,
didn't see that.
I don't need to hear that.
Right.
I don't need to hear that. Let's go ahead and move on. That's preseason, baby. That's training camp. That's these joint practices. There's a lot of joint practices that are obviously have been happening and are leading up to this particular weekend. And there's also a canceled one. I believe the Ravens and Commanders have canceled their joint practice due to a schedule and how the team feels. They said, we'll just get ready for the big game. What's that? Why is your face like that?
I don't know if we have it. I'm assuming we don't. I'm not sure if Randy Orton has the capability to kind of hop on the football fields and put pads on, but someone basically got RKO'd yesterday. I don't know if you saw it. I don't think you did. There's a massive scrum between the Ravens and the Commanders at their joint practice.
Oh, and they said we're not doing this again.
Exactly. One guy, one of the guys that the scrum started with, it's almost over. You know, it's like just offense and defense. Both teams didn't run on. Someone from the Ravens ran over and grabbed this guy by like the back of his shoulder pads and slammed him down.
Where, like a bulldog?
No, like he was looking this way. Guy comes from this way. This dude doesn't see him. Grabs the back of his jersey and yanks him down.
To his back or to his face?
To his back.
Oh, so it's like a break,
just like it.
Spine buster.
It was awesome. I don't know if you can find it.
Sounds like.
Yeah,
Is it a back bump?
It was a back bump by.
Zito said he found one from 2 years ago.
Oh, nice.
Let me see it.
Was this 2 years ago?
It was a quote tweet. No, the tweet I saw was a quote tweet from. It was a quote tweet from something. Yeah, because that's Emmanuel Forbes right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't know if this was. We don't know if this ends with you, the back bump you're talking about.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. There you go.
So they have canceled their joint practices. They were never having any this year. They decided because of a delay of a game happening one day later. For the Commanders, I believe the Ravens put out a statement saying, we're just trying to make sure we meet each other at the
And someone quoted you with that video. That's why I
said
got
that's
got
what
it.
happened 2 years ago.
We know why.
Yeah, the internet's filled with that. And by the way, that is out there.
Good internet, yeah.
That's out there at any moment. That potential situation getting got for sure. But also joint practices. I heard Max Crosby talking on his podcast. He said, I have a 100% fight rate at joint practices. 100%. And they're practicing with the Niners, I believe. Raiders and Niners are joint practicing. And he was just openly talking about because I know how this is going to go. And it's just like a guarantee that there's a fight. We've talked about this numerous times. I don't know how you don't. I don't know how if your teams don't fight, it's almost a bad thing at this point.
Yeah. Almost every play. If they don't, it's like you guys are your brother-in-law on each other and you're going too easy because there's always, especially think about all the drills. You do one-on-one pass rush, tackles and ends and outside rushes. You also sometimes do one-on-one pass rush with like inside backers and running backs. That always gets heated. And then let alone you're going 11 on 11 usually to finish those practices. Guys are getting up, dancing in dudes' faces. Yeah, we're gonna fight.
Yeah, and speaking of brother-in-law and each other, Jeff Schwartz actually found a clip of the Browns and Eagles. Lane Johnson, Myles Garrett. This is like a perfect rep. Both of them won. Both of them won.
Yep.
Neither got embarrassed. Nobody got hurt. Let's move on. All right, take the helmet off. We did our rep. Now let everybody else do it. That's legit, AJ, between those two right there.
Absolutely. When I saw this happen, that's so perfect. I read the tweet and then I watched the clip. I'm like, oh yeah, he explained that exactly how I would think. But it's true. Like two unbelievable professionals going to the Hall of Fame, taking a rep at the end of training camp.
Yeah, and they also, I don't think anything needed to be said either. They both understood what was going on here. Yeah, there was no, hey, we're doing this. Myles wanted to work on a get off, I assume, which he did. Lane probably wanted to work on a get off as well. You want to work a move or two? Sweet. I'll go ahead and brush you down a little bit. We both win. There's a moment where Myles could have got a sack. Lane can say, I got a thing. Helmets off, boys. 2s and 3s. Good luck the rest of the day. That is a perfectly executed Hall of Fame practice rep one-on-one.
And then I believe the day after his surgery, Landon Dickerson walked out on the practice field with a bunch of beers for
a bunch of Miller Lights. There was like 10 of them.
Cleveland Browns O-line. Just hey boys, good practice out there today.
Yeah, and I love
that's
that.
Awesome.
If Landon's bringing out beers, okay, he feels pretty good about where his knees at.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, he's feeling pretty good about where he's at. Good for him, good for the Eagles. And I love that this still exists in 2025, AJ. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we don't see it too much. It's a lost art, a thing of the past, I think. The beers in the locker room or on the field, like it doesn't happen a whole lot, but we're getting back to it. We're getting back to some of those old school football things, like when we turned on, when you see the guys in the 70s smoking cigs and stuff. I don't think it'll quite get there, but you never know.
In the kingdom, you're talking about, there's a lot of those types of highlights from back in the day. Age, I'm telling you, 2 hours of shit is out right now. I wasn't able to watch the entirety of it because, that's a lot of time in one night. It was literally released last night. But I can't wait to watch it. I literally cannot wait to dive into it. If you're like an NFL fan, I think this is a doc. Not just, obviously, Trav and Patrick.
Right.
And Chris Jones.
Yeah. Come on.
Who's always so jovial, but he's given some real speeches in there.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Jones giving some real speeches in there. So's Patrick. So's Travis. It's like a completely different light than what you see him. It's like, oh yeah, these guys are still animals. We forgot that these dudes are still absolute beasts. These dudes are competitive freaks, and whenever they're talking to the team, it's vastly different than whenever they're talking to media or they're having a couple Coors Lights out on a golf course. Like it is. You get to see the reason why they are who they are. I think it's very well done here early. Now, can it get ruined?
Sure, absolutely.
Sure, certainly can. But I think they had a hot start from what I saw.
Like the first episode, you really learned Brett Veach is one of the smartest guys in the entire NFL when it comes to just evaluating players. And then the second episode, Mr. Hunt kind of mentioned it's all Andy Reid. It's like Andy Reid's entire story. It's really cool. Bless you, Tony.
We have huge news out of the college football world.
Oh, no.
Hawaii
Yeah.
has approved plans for a new stadium.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this? Front Office Sports has reported Hawaii has approved plans to build a new Aloha Stadium. The state will contribute $400 million for the new 22,500 seat home of the Rainbow Warriors football, set to be completed in 2029. Every year, I'm hoping they get really good, and there's a game day.
Oh, sure.
Every year.
There's a chance.
Yeah, I'm like, come on now. Let's go. I've been out there, obviously, a lot. I've been in Hawaii a lot. I run into a lot of Hawaii fans out there. I think I know a couple of the assistant coaches. I think I've run into them at different places out there. That place is my favorite island. And if we could just so happen, to accidentally have to do a couple days out there of this show leading up to potential Saturday show out there, it's like, it's okay. That'd be okay.
Gotta do it.
So I'm happy they're getting a new stadium. I don't know how they'll ever be successful. I know they were.
Colt Brennan, baby.
Colt Brennan. That traveling is insane. And if they're ever able to get good, I'll be happy and pumped for the entire island, but I'm pulling for them.
I mean, we'll see. You would think, and again, it's so far out there, and a lot of kids probably don't want to go out there and be that far away from their families, but like they could be like the transfer portal capital of the United States. Like you play decent or whatever, and you're in some cold weather, bad area, not really playing in like the Big Ten or something. It's like, you know what? I'm going to go to Hawaii, and let's turn this thing around. I'm going to enjoy my last 2 years of college. Going to be playing in a beautiful stadium, it looks like.
I think they need a mainland base. So I think they need to do all their home games straight and then all their away games straight. Because it's just like, that's at least 6 hours. At least 6 hours everywhere. That's Europe from, the eastern part of that is a long flight. So if they were able to figure out they should treat themselves as a European NFL team.
Yeah, the NFL,
They should have a base in it. They should have class options there, like, hey, we'll stay on, we got a little campus here. I don't know how you figure that all out, but I think that's the only way to do it because of how much the travel is. Plus school, plus football. It's a lot of things going on, but I'm pulling for it.
The NFL should try it. The NFL should legitimately sponsor that type of idea just to test to see if it would work for the London teams that we've talked about.
I like that.
Yeah, because then
we need Hawaii to have a home game though if we're going to go out there. We don't need it to be one of their.
No. Unfortunately, they'll say they
December.
can't do it because of school and stuff like that.
No, but everything's.
If they did like a satellite campus, Yeah,
you just set up a couple.
I don't think you have to go to class anyway. I think you can choose to take pretty much everything online.
Oh, I'm sorry.
AJ, West Virginia, I just want to let you know.
Student athletes.
You're a student human athlete. Okay.
I hope they do. I feel like kids don't get the full college experience if you don't have to actually go on campus at least a couple times a week.
School.
I should have tried that when I was at school.
But you went on for fun. You went on to campus for fun.
I should have tried classes.
You went to a couple classes.
I did. I enjoyed some classes. I had some.
Rich Rod didn't check your classes? I thought for sure Rich Rod would check.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, they did. They all did. Yeah. And then we had to negotiate. Everything's a negotiation. Everything is a negotiation. I can't do it. I don't know what you want me. I'm not a good morning person. Also, this is the easiest class of all time. There's no reason I should be sitting in this.
Just keep making them kicks, and we'll figure it out. We got it.
I will be eligible. I made all Big East the first. So when I negotiated the thing, I made the all Big East academic team that semester. So I feel like it, kind of
stamp of approval.
Yeah. So then I got myself a little bit of leeway there. So then I did not ever make that team again.
Sure.
But I did get a little leeway.
Sure.
Never missed a test. I had certain sociology. Loved Nancy Feather. Loved that lady. Professor Pat. Loved you too, dude. I mean, there was
psychic class.
Yeah, there was a couple in there that I really enjoyed. Everything else though, I'm not coming here to be a doctor or a lawyer, bro. Do we really need to know? Silent film class. That was great.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed
The
that.
artist.
Yeah, it was the train robbery.
Yep.
That's like one of the original ones.
First, yeah.
That's a first class, because I realized after that first class, is probably aloha, hello and goodbye. You know,
Sure.
for that particular class, and it was fun though. Yeah, I should have experienced the education part of school more though. I look back and think about that. But these kids today, they don't even have to. I mean, you just open your computer.
I hope they get to hang out. I hope they get to hang out and go to a bar every once in a while. That's all I hope.
Yeah.
Give them a chance.
Have a beer with the lads.
They are.
Yeah. They are. It's coming back. Yeah. Speaking of coming back, I'll see you guys in a while. The boys, though, will be back with surprise guest hosts.
Whoa!
Yeah, you guys will see it on Monday. Where will I be? I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe we'll do a little guessing game.
Oh, like that.
Where is the asshole?
Hashtag.
It's far.
Yes.
I love you all. Goodbye. I will be back, obviously, in time for season, but there will be an extended amount of time where I will be in places unknown.
Where in the world is Patrick McAfee?
Yeah, that's a good question. Is it in the world? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about that?
Everything is
Going to the space station.
World.
What do you mean?
That's the world.
ISS.
There's a lot going on. This is an incredibly cool opportunity, and I'm very thankful for it and lucky for it. Don't know if I'm prepared enough for it, but I've tried my best.
You and ayahuasca.
Maybe now's the time to, yeah.
Are you going overseas to get a bunch of elective surgeries?
Maybe head to Turkey, get some new hair. Hey,
not bad,
hashtag, mate. That might be.
Could be.
Yeah.
That might be where I. That might be where.
Go to Egypt.
Might go see the pyramids. You know.
Yeah.
I think it was. Was it Despicable Me where they give away that the pyramids are just inflatable?
Yes.
First scene.
Yeah, because he stole it
What's that? Yeah, he stole it.
and left it with an inflatable one.
And
And
that-
that fat ass fucking fell on it. And
Grew, man.
That kid though. The kid.
Yeah,
was
that's
such
what-
he had a harness on. He broke the harness.
yeah, he was a real piece. His parents were.
Yeah, but he had a
shitty, too.
relentless. I mean,
did.
we should really think about that kid's mentality. Whenever I'm sure you don't know what we're talking about right now because your kids are a little bit
Despicable
older.
Me. I've seen them all, but I take it to the theater and I fall asleep usually, so I don't really follow the storyline too much.
All right, kids. What do you want?
Well, no, it's great. Whatever the newest one. Hey, let's do it, guys. Let's go. But the seats lay all the way back. I'm gonna take a 45-minute nap at some point in that movie.
I'll say Despicable Me does keep you because the music is great.
Yeah, the Minions too.
The Minions are incredible.
Yeah, Pharrell, right? Yeah.
Despicable Me is good. What else? Yeah, Hotel Transylvania
Yeah.
That's good.
has got us through for a while.
A lot of anime.
Have you seen Sing yet? Because I know you're a Netflix guy.
Love Sing. Greatest Showman. Hey,
What do you mean?
I was watching Sing while we were putting together Big Night Out, and he's trying to put together a show.
Mr. Moon.
That's what he's trying to do. Yeah, it was that was a really cool thing for Mackenzie. Could never understand what was going on, but like, hey, your dad is literally doing what is in this movie right now, just with sumo wrestlers as opposed to just singers in there. So it's been a good time.
Have you guys dove into Pixar yet?
We did Toy Story. She was a big fan.
That's right.
She loved Toy Story.
Nemo?
We haven't gone in Nemo.
Haven't
yet.
done
That'll
the-
be a big.
Nemo's an A1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that feels
Yeah.
like that is
It
very
It is.
stimulating.
Yeah.
Monsters Inc.
We got Journey 2.
That's big.
Who?
Journey 2
The Center of the
is
Earth.
that the bird one?
With Brendan Fraser.
with Mysterious Island. You're talking about The Rock.
Yeah, sure.
It was made in 2012. That popped up on Netflix. Thought it was a new movie. I'm like, The Rock's in a new fucking kids movie.
Sign me up.
I go,
Yes,
Mackenzie,
please.
this is Uncle Final Boss here. And then I turned it on, and it was clearly 2012. Clearly, I mean, there was really nothing that Mackenzie was looking for in that.
Sure.
It was.
Sure.
We're gonna have to wait a few years. Story was good though.
Oh, yeah.
They were going on a hunt to find something. Mysterious Island, obviously. He's a stepdad. Stepboy does not like him until they kind of fall in love with the same thing. And
I never heard this movie.
Oh,
popped
yeah.
up on Netflix. There's the number 2 show on kids Netflix yesterday, and I'm like, holy shit, The Rock's got a number 2 show on Netflix. How come we never talk about Moana? We talk about we don't talk about this.
No.
They just, I guess Netflix just got this, and I'll tell you what, that feels like a platform that if you get on there,
Yeah.
right to the top.
Yeah.
People are just looking for shit on Netflix.
Have you shown her Tommy Boy yet?
She's not seen Tommy Boy yet. She does know Adam Sandler though very well, so she's seen
Tommy Boy. I think Tommy Boy, Chris Farley, any era, any generation, he works, which makes me very happy.
She has seen Letterman, his entrance on Letterman.
Okay.
So she does know of Chris Farley, which she certainly will as she continues to grow older. She will understand the greats before she was around and all. She's got a lot of rhythm. I don't know if that's all, like, that's my thing. Never really wanted to be around kids, like ever. And then remember, I had that book on how to be a dad. It was going to teach me about a bunch of kids, but she came 2 weeks early, and I was going to read that.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe a week out. So
Keep
it
it
was
fresh.
fresh on my. So I never got to read. So I don't know really anything about the development and where and all of that. And I'll keep the updates. And she passed the speech thing. Okay, that's great news. She's doing this. We're hitting all the milestones, I think, whatever it is. But, like, she can really keep a beat. Like, she is actually rhythmic and loves music. I assume that's every kid because I kind of see the way it goes. But she will go right into the middle of a group and start dancing and everything like that. Great. Might have a little, she's a child star, but she ain't going to be a child star. You know what I mean?
Sure.
She's going to be a star, but she's going to play sports first and then.
Be a child first.
Exactly. She's going to have a good time. A lot of temptation out there these days. All those decisions. Marcus Spears was talking about his kid, both his kids. All these people, just so many ideas at this moment. Think about all the ideas we get pitched. Just some of them completely ass. Somebody wanted us to do 1,000 things for a very limited amount of money. And I'm 38 years old at this point of career and have seen all of these contracts for a long time now. And it's like somebody tried to get me with a fucking terrible contract. And it's like, couldn't even imagine what they're doing to 15, 16-year-olds at this point. That's scary, AJ. All of that's very scary.
That's what taking advantage of kids and their parents and their family who's trying to help them. They're all trying to navigate it and figure it out in real time. So yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. The good thing is, like, if you're good, they'll find you. You'll figure it out.
Look at this. This is cool, right? Your family's never had this. Don't worry about it.
We own you and everyone that's coming after you.
Yeah, this is what we're expecting out of you, though. Don't worry. Yeah. Eyes. We also need you to bum. Just read through that.
Excuse me?
Has anybody ever agreed to something like this? Just need to know. Call a couple people. Hey, have you guys agreed to these types? Why are these deals allowed to exist? What is this? What has happened here? We would obviously never suggest that somebody should call to another agency. Are you guys agreeing to these fucking deals? Why do these people think that this is okay? This cannot be something that people think is okay. We would obviously never. Okay, all right.
So you have.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know who's allowing these to be a thing, but we need to stop that. We need to make sure we understand. But also, if you want to grind away and make a little bit of money, I guess those opportunities are out there. I couldn't imagine as a teenager having to deal with all that shit.
Yeah.
Good luck, Mackenzie. I'm pulling for you.
Can you imagine? What if you're a teenager? What if you're a teenage kid and you have a staff of, like, you know how these guys have managers and bodywork people?
Jay Cruel.
Jay Cruel.
No, but I'm saying, what if you have all these people in high school and you don't even get one offer? You don't even have an opportunity to play in college. That probably happens.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
You think all the money's wasted on that and then they're in debt now forever?
I don't know if they use the entire team for the entire 4 years, but I'm assuming there are definitely kids who, after their second or third year of high school, are like, okay, clearly you're not going to.
Is Jake firing these people? Who's firing them?
Is it?
What if they're not good?
Is it a till college type deal where it's like, hey, we'll take care of you, and then once you go.
By the way, it has worked for Jake Cruel. We're not saying that that's something that's wrong. I think
it's good for these guys that are really good players. Yeah, but I'm saying all of them aren't going to be superstars.
And all these coaches aren't going to be good coaches. No. Like I think Jake Cruel had 3 sacks on 3 consecutive plays in one of the series last night for IMG. I think he had 4 or 5 sacks. I forget what it was to start the season. That's game 1. I mean, let alone what he's about to do going forward. That's insane numbers. That's like basketball numbers. How much did he average? He averaged like a 5 and 5. What was it? 5 sacks, 5 swats. What was that? One game. Yeah, that's just some of these dudes are outrageous. But I assume some of these coaches are ass. And it's like, can the high school player just fire them? I don't know who those deals go through.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume so. I also wonder how much of that stuff is IMG adjacent. Like, he probably maybe had a couple, but I wonder if once you go to IMG, obviously, like, they're preparing kids to go play college football and college sports. So I wonder how much of that is, like, once he gets there, hey, we have this guy you can work with. We have this guy you can work with. We have this guy you can work with. Like, I don't know.
What about the other guy?
The
other guy's always there.
The other guy is always there.
Jeff Gardner, J Mark G 1962, feels like quick math. He is 63 years of age. He says IMG 5-star edge Jay Cruel, Oklahoma commit, talks about his multiple sack effort. Just say how many sacks so we could all know, Jeff, next time, please. Including 3 straight in one drive. So
he had like 10 sacks?
I don't know. Yeah, that could be anywhere from. I literally been saying 4, 5, 6. It could. If he got 3 in 3 straight plays, I assume the rest of the series were pretty easy for him as well. Jay Cruel currently has 14 sacks.
Leads the country
through one.
And it would make sense after watching his film. How about the show of the hands dip thing that he did? Just like so smooth, right to your mind. Thank you. He's going to just be toying with people out there. Is this from last night? Oh, you can't be scrambling with Jay Cruel on the other side. Dude.
His pass rush clips always pop up in my algorithm. You heard me. I stumbled through it.
Yeah, it's easy for us all to say. I've had a few of those this week. Don't love it. Hopefully that'll go away on this.
Man, his motor. I love his motor to go with his skill set too. Like the dude is relentless.
Yeah, and he does the eye black around the eyes. So I think that's kind of his thing. Like it looked as if in the video he does the eye black around the eyes. Love the little moxie. Do what you got to do. Starts going with different colored contacts. Let's start talking. What was the guy? The white Bosch. There he is.
Van den Bosch, the best.
Never forget walking out to the captain's thing.
Scariest human ever to be on a football field, maybe.
I literally just stared the entire time. We want to kick that way. It's a dome. It doesn't really matter. Is that every game? Of course, we're not talking. Yeah. Guy's got red contacts in. All right, Robert. Fucking call it right. Yep. This dude's got red contacts. So then handshake after boom, bang, right to him. That's awesome. All right, I'll see you. No games, no nonsense.
Nothing. He didn't give you like a...
Nothing. Fucking, he didn't. I don't even know if he noticed I was there. I still don't know if he knew that I was there. I honestly have no idea. But I was certainly intrigued by it all. There was another one with Adrian Peterson. I mean, those captains' coin tosses, I used to really take in the entire experience. Really used to explore the space whenever I go out there. Adrian Peterson, got him in a handshake. Was prepared for that moment. He was not. He did not know what was coming. I did. We got to fucking sneak in there. Boom, gotcha. Boom, thought so. Thought so. That was a gift from either ESPN or the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
That little locker thing right there. There's an album inside of it, and this football was inside of it. So this
Sweet
thing's
football.
sweet.
Yeah, incredible.
It's like a baby Duke, actual baby Duke here. This is real leather here.
Looks like it.
Lamar Hunt would have loved seeing these things sold.
Oh, man.
How about talking about the draft saying, hey, Lamar would have loved the draft. He was like, yeah. Yes, he would have. That Lamar guy, dude, innovator, legit, sports innovator.
People don't know that. That's what I hope with this documentary. Hopefully it shows people that, hey, yeah, this guy, they don't, I guess he's not spoken, at least, I don't know. Is he nationwide as the guy that like did so much for the NFL?
I will say, growing up in Pittsburgh, obviously you hear the Lamar Hunt trophy.
Yeah.
Like you know that for the AFC Championship, but it's never really followed up with like, hey, the reason why.
By the way. Yeah.
But all of this, basically, this guy, without him, because the commissioner talking at the time, Burt Rell,
The
Burt
NFL
Bell.
commissioner.
what's his name?
Burt Bell.
Burt Bell. There it is. I was trying to see the name. Rell. I didn't see the bottom there.
Saw the L's.
Burt Bell. We don't need expansion.
Yeah.
We've got enough talent. What are you talking about? That'll ruin the league, kill the NFL. And then he was trying to, it's like you need guys like that in women like that in a lot of different worlds to try to get to where you're headed. And it's like, I think football fans should be a little bit more thankful for Lamar Hunt than we, because Pittsburgh town, football town, Ohio football place.
Oh yeah, New England football.
Did you know the Lamar? I didn't.
No idea.
None of us knew it.
Not a clue.
And I think it all goes into, it's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Especially for a large part of our childhood. They weren't that great. So it's like, it's Chiefs.
We had the Rooney, so it didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's how football fans feel. It's like, did they bet on horse racing, get enough money to buy a team? I don't think so. I don't want to hear it. It's like, no, this guy actually just wrote out the entire fucking business plan of the NFL. Pretty good guy.
That's what's insane is that like what he has done for football, and because of like us and how connected we are to football, it's easier to like understand. It feels like, and granted, I only read a couple things. It feels like he did just as much for tennis as he has done for the NFL. The open era tennis, which is what it is now, he essentially created it, is how they framed it, at least on his page on Wikipedia, that he was the creator of open era tennis.
Happy American heroes getting, kind of showcased a little bit, especially for our sport and our game.
Oh, yeah.
All right, AJ, maybe you're one of the surprise guest hosts live here in the Thunder.
Whoa.
Maybe, possibly.
That'd be cool.
Who are the guest hosts going to be while I am out doing something? That is a huge honor. I can't stress this enough. Like, non-turn downable thing, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, is it time-consuming?
Sure. Hey, you know what? Anything worth 2 salts is going to be a little time-consuming.
Amen.
Ain't that the truth?
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
I love you all. I appreciate you all. Hold it down, please. And when football season starts back up, we're off and running.
Train rolls.
Here we are.
I might be a completely different person when I come back.
You might be.
There's a chance.
Probably.
Have to be prepared for that.
Have to be prepared for that.
Mm-hmm.
I have. Have you?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought about it.
What?
You need to start thinking of that.
We're all going to be different people, though, when you get back, just because
please.
we're all going to be so much happier because football will have started.
No.
Or technically, yeah, I guess not yet.
Yeah.
Unless it has.
Keep them guessing.
Uh-huh.
Who knows?
Interesting.
This is the stupidest life of all time. We thank you all so much. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. We're in this thing together. A lot of preseason football going on. Let's enjoy it all. Let's enjoy this life. I'll see you guys in a few. The boys and a surprise guest host I think everybody's going to really be happy about.
Ooh.
Is back on Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday.
All right.
We're all in this thing together. We appreciate you, AJ. Team on, hey, in the back. Great work.
Hey, baby.
Good work, boys.
Good work, boys.
Hey, boys.
Graphic boys. Really good.
Good work, boys.
Talk guy.
Taco.
Really good. Mitt. That a baby.
Hey, Mitt.
Good work, Mitt.
Had a lot of special guests this week here.
Hey,
in
Trevor.
Thunderdome.
Yeah.
A lot of very, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's been great.
I mean, this has been an insane week. This has been an insane week here at the Thunderdome. And then Riley Green coming in today being just
Cherry on top.
an absolute dog. That was great. All right. Team on me. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.